gonna say it like it's like OnlyFans, but it's not OnlyFans.
Yeah, she was. Amazing Abby is me tag on Twitter, guys.
I'm not addicted. I watch it in the shower.
This was years ago. How did you even find that?
Guys, welcome to Antisocial, the podcast brought to you by Artistry and Flux, and once again we are the best looking podcast in the world, and we are joined today with Abby, or Abigail Roberts.
Hi.
Hello. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm excited to be here.
She's happy to be here. That's good.
Or are you just saying that?
Never.
Is this your first podcast?
I've done like digital ones before, but like never in person. So I guess yeah, it's like my first.
No one say it. No one say it. No. Every time someone goes podcast virginity, everyone always says it.
Creeps over. Yeah, because I was looking to see if you'd done one, and the only things I could see was you'd done like an interview with this other TikTok, and then you done like one with famous birthdays, but that wasn't quite an interview, was it?
Yeah, no, famous birthdays. I think it was just like the stuff that they do. They film them in LA. Like they get you to go into their studios and like film a bit.
Well,
of
they actually have a
content with
studio.
them. Yeah, they have like an office in LA, and they just get you to like come in and play games and stuff.
I didn't know that famous birthdays was a legit thing. I thought it was just one of those fan-run things.
Yeah,
are you on
it's
famous
legit.
birthdays?
Yes.
Are you on famous birthdays?
Can you remember the day you got put on famous birthdays?
Yeah,
and the self-worth you kind of had it yourself.
Wait. So you're on famous birthdays.
Yeah.
I'm on famous birthdays. You're on famous birthdays. Are you on famous birthdays,
Yeah,
Charlie?
Mac Miller?
I don't know what the fuck it is to be. Yeah, I'm actually Mac Miller. Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, I'm not on famous birthdays. No, I'm not.
No, that's actually when you feel like I think famous birthdays was the first person that made me feel valued.
Mm-hmm.
That's really fucking sad.
Yeah, do you put your value in that?
I put it in my CV actually, mate.
Did you actually?
Bit embarrassing.
You've definitely used famous birthdays to get into a club.
I haven't, because I don't actually forget my ID. I'm a sensible boy and I bring my wallet with me everywhere. Although I do know a lot of YouTubers that have. I've seen Alex do it. I've seen Bambino Becky do it. I've seen...
Really?
I've seen it. Yeah,
Really?
Alex had this one point where he just didn't have an ID or a wallet, so he'd have to bring out his passport, and I think his mates used these famous photos. Something like that.
I used my passport.
Use your passport. Oh, it's always. I don't know
I
why.
never trust a person that takes a
that
passport
makes
to
me
a club.
cringe. Yeah, that makes me cringe. Imagine being like, oh, hold on, let me get my passport.
Yeah, literally. I'm always scared I'm going to lose it. I'm
Trust
like, no,
me.
just bring my...
It's important.
I always have my wallet. Yeah, you can't put your passport in your wallet, can you? So like, where the hell's my passport?
In your other
gonna
pocket?
Go? Why am I keeping a passport in my pocket?
But you never know when you need a quick getaway, do you?
What, are you boarding like a flight at 9 a.m. after your night out?
Babies. Yeah, so Abby, I was doing some research on your channel, and I saw that you started, your first video, I think was 2013.
Yeah, it was a while ago. I was 11 when I first started.
Yeah, was that primary school or secondary?
It was secondary. I was in like
Okay.
year 7, like just joined, posted my first video, which was like me doing my sister's makeup, and proceeded to get brutally bullied for it at school.
Yeah, I
I was
looked.
literally going to ask.
I looked. All the comments were turned off. I didn't know if that was the thing you did.
Oh, is it actually turned off now?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't turn them off. But yeah, it was really bad. Like everyone in the comments was so mad. I remember when I first posted it.
Were
They
they?
were like pissed. I was like a kid
Was it
doing
people at
makeup.
school?
They were like, "You're 11. You shouldn't be able to do makeup
Aw.
at this age." And I was,
Were you any decent at it then?
no, I was
I'm
terrible. I sucked. No, I was so bad, and I remember like I would like cry because I didn't know how to do like eyeshadow and
I
stuff.
seen your tweet the other
Yeah,
day
yeah,
saying
yeah.
it,
Yeah.
But look at you now, you and Charlotte both do it. So yeah, look at the haters now. You should find them
Practice.
comments from 7 years ago, track them down and just send them a letter in the post.
I thought I was going down a different route then, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
So
well,
you kill them.
Is the other girl that was in the
Track 'em
video do YouTube as well?
Yeah, that's my sister.
Never get it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She
The other
does
guy.
TikTok. She doesn't do YouTube, but Instagram.
Yeah, she's following your footsteps, and it's quite cute
That's quite
actually, because
cute,
she
yeah.
just looks like a younger. Well, I know it's your sister, but she just looks like a younger version of you. And as she's getting older, she's looking more like you, which is a bit strange.
I mean, we have matching hair now as well. Like, she just dyed it red
Yeah.
too.
So that was a very cool picture, by the way, that went up on Instagram. It was like me and my sister.
Yeah, we do like all these photo shoots like ourselves all the time, which is like
That's so dope.
and
much
she's
fun.
also like very, very talented makeup as well. She's very good
She's
at it.
amazing.
Yeah.
I think she's better than me now, to be honest. Like, I feel
Humble
like she's
queen.
Really?
overtaken me.
I feel like we need to have a makeup off.
A makeup.
That sounds
That sounds like a makeup session, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I
sorry.
don't like that.
Maybe
No,
not.
no, my
maybe not
sister, that's
too
the wrong
incestual.
website. Yeah.
So what are you doing, stepsis? But no,
Cam's face. Like,
You should do that. Get like a spin wheel. See who's the better sister at makeup. You know.
Yeah, I would love to do that. I mean, Charlotte doesn't like being on camera and stuff that much. I mean, she likes doing TikTok, but like speaking on camera, she prefers to just like do TikTok stuff. But
so she kind of suits like the whole TikTok mode,
yeah,
not
it's
necessarily
perfect
YouTube.
for like someone.
That's
like
quite
that,
good
yeah.
though. It's like I was going to ask about doing videos and stuff in school. Like, when did that stop? Like, obviously you continued, but did people continue to be mean throughout your whole period of time?
Oh yeah, oh my god. So when I first
my God.
started posting, everyone would like bully me brutally because my best friend at the time, she posted YouTube videos as well, and everyone would bully her.
Oh,
she
God.
completely stopped, like removed her channel, and I was just like,
Oh, she
I
must
don't
be
care,
pissed
like
now.
I want to do this. Yeah, exactly. I'm
pissed.
like, she's missed out on all this. But
Fair play to you,
Yeah,
because I
I
was
carried on.
opposite. The second I got hate, privated everything, thingied everything.
Really?
I would make a YouTube channel, and as soon as my mate found it, I'd make a new one. So I rate the imaginary balls for you to be like, I'm keeping this channel. I don't care what you think. I'm keeping it.
But in that video, you didn't even speak. I don't think it was just music over.
it was.
So what are people bullying?
I know. I need to hear more about this. When did it stop? Tell me about the school life. kind
I
of
mean,
thing.
they would like play my videos in class and stuff, you know, on like the whiteboard. Like
Yeah,
the kids
yeah.
would get the teacher to play it, and I was like, this is so embarrassing. But I just like kind of powered through it. And then it was kind of when TikTok started, things started taking off. People quickly like changed the tune, and now they're the ones being like, can you do my
they're
makeup?
probably like rimming your
Oh.
ass now, and you're just like, fuck off.
Yeah,
I love
no,
that.
I remember.
The nicer one, the ones that I like the best, is when they message you asking for advice, and it's like,
And
the
then
tables
they're
have
the ones
turned.
trying to become the influencers now.
Yeah. Maybe's die. Apologies, guys.
You could, to be fair, you could do a good thing about that. You could like, I got a great look for you, and just do a fucking skeleton on their face, would get mudded little corpse. I don't got really into that.
Right.
But no, I really don't like. Yeah. Anyway, you know what? Let's just change the
Yeah.
topic. Yeah.
But when you were 11, you started. So is that like your first year of high school?
Yeah.
So did you start before high school started, or was it like once it started?
No, it was like once it started. Yeah, I was in year 7 when I posted.
Okay, and why? Why did you decide to start?
because
I-
you're shit.
I
Yeah.
just saw all these other like
Just shit.
young kids doing these makeup videos on YouTube, and I would always search for like 11-year-old makeup because I would want to know like what other kids my age were doing, and I thought it would just be like fun to try and have my own go at it because I always watched like Nikki tutorials and these other big beauty gurus as well, which kind of like inspired me to start posting. So just thought I'd have a go of it. Didn't think anything would happen, and then literally my first ever video went viral. Like that first video got like 700,000 views.
The first video.
The first video.
There's
At the
an
time-
element of luck, but that is also sick.
Yeah,
at
it
the
was
same
so
time.
lucky because the video was shit.
Was it?
It was terrible.
Oh, but how long were you shit for? I just want to know, like, when did you actually start to get good?
Till last week?
Yeah,
I feel like I got good when I was about maybe 16.
okay,
So-
well, that's probably a good age because I think
Yeah,
when
like
like,
3-4 years ago.
how old are you now?
I'm 19.
Okay, so I'm 24, and when I was like 12, why the fuck are you laughing? I knew there was going to be something. Fuck off. When I was like 12, 13, and the girls and stuff started to do makeup, they were shy until like 17 or something. Do you know what I mean?
I had like the British girl eyebrows, and, you know,
Yeah.
the
Nice.
full shebang.
Yeah. So 16, you were when you started to get good.
Yeah, I started like posting on Instagram more, and like that was what I was doing before TikTok. And I would just like recreate like all my favorite makeup artists' looks, like James Charles and Nikki, and that was kind of how I started like to get recognition on there
Yeah,
That's
initially.
really cool.
Because I saw that you blow up on Instagram from, it was like you said like Domsky done an Instagram post on his head, and you done like the Instaception,
Instaception.
where it was just on your eye, and didn't James Charles do it himself?
Yeah,
Am I
yeah,
right in
you've done
saying
your
that?
research.
Didn't ask for these powers, did I? And also Kaylee had me way.
Yeah, so it was Kaylee first, and like I was already a fan of Kaylee, but now we're like super good friends, which is really surreal always when it's like someone you've looked up for so long. And yeah, James was like the moment that changed my career when he noticed me. He recreated that look and then reached out to me and asked me to like do a Instagram takeover on his story.
Yeah, is that the sister?
Sister takeovers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
Him and Nikki tutorials, they're like the KSI of the makeup world. They've made so many careers just by, it's unreal
insane.
just like putting someone on your story, just how much that can do. Like he's made so many careers for other makeup artists, which is superb. Nikki's been around for time, hasn't she? Like long.
Yeah, Nikki is the OG.
Yeah, that's
OG.
OG.
I learned everything I knew from Nikki, so like getting to collaborate with her and like become friends with her was like the most insane thing.
You met her in real life?
Yeah, I did her makeup on her YouTube channel.
Ooh.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What I found interesting about the interception thing was that the fact you said that you were just bored, and like the fact you didn't like plan it much. You just were like, oh, I saw that, I'm bored, and then it just went.
Yeah, I mean, it's always the ones that I don't like think through that end up going viral.
I feel like that happens with every YouTube video though.
Yeah.
The one that you don't put that much effort in seems to be the one that goes.
I guess it's kind of like a psychological thing as well. It's like if you don't have the expectation for it to blow up like that, though, and it does,
True,
you're just like,
true.
because then you remember those. Do you get what I mean? Whereas the ones where you put so much effort into, you're like, this is going to be sick, and it still will be.
Yeah.
But then if you put that expectation and it doesn't do well, you're just like, oh, mudded.
It's so gutting then
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
like expect it to go viral, but if you're just like doing it for fun, which I was just doing makeup every day because I really enjoyed it, and then just happened to like blow up.
Can you remember that feeling when James done it himself?
Yeah. Oh my god. I was like shaking, screaming. Like James was like one of the people like I had looked up to for so long, and him doing that completely changed my life. Like when I did the sister takeover thing, I gained like 50k, 100k overnight on Instagram,
hell.
which
Man,
was like
crazy.
mental for me because I had like 20k on Instagram before
Yeah.
like he even found me. So.
When was this, Abby?
This was 2018, 2019. I don't know. Gosh.
So I
think
remember
2018. Yeah.
I think I followed you literally January 2019 because I thought the first, because I remember that's when you, obviously after the story takeover you gained so many followers, but wasn't the first proper viral one, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it like a snake in the apple? Because I remember you recreated it, what was it?
That one went viral on Twitter. Yeah.
okay,
On
okay.
Instagram it didn't, but like on Twitter that one was huge, like the Gucci snake.
Because I think that's the first time
that
I
one was
seen.
cool.
That was the first time I seen you, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
shit, that was.
Do you
oh,
not
shit.
find it easier to go viral on Twitter than it is on Instagram?
No,
though?
I actually find it so hard to go viral on Twitter.
Really?
I that was like the one time I've ever gone actually viral on Twitter. I feel like TikTok is like the easiest place.
Oh yeah, I mean like the comparison between Instagram and Twitter, because I feel like personally people go on the explore page and stuff, but me, I literally just look at my feed and stories.
Yeah.
So
I think
to get
it's
an external
Instagram.
one.
Yeah, Instagram's like kind of changed. It like a few years ago as a makeup artist, like Instagram was so good for growing because the community was like so alive, right? Like
Yeah.
a few years ago, I feel like the beauty community like really had its peak, especially on Instagram. It's like where all the up and coming people were coming from. Whereas now it's like TikTok, but Instagram, like it used to be such a community, and like posts would go viral, and I feel like that just like doesn't even happen anymore.
Yeah, do you adapt your content for different platforms? Like, as in, so Twitter, will you post the same one that you will on Instagram?
Twitter, I kind of just like have for fun. Like
Yeah,
I don't even
don't
really
care.
post content on there. Like I don't care about my Twitter followers or whatever. But
You don't care about your Twitter followers, did you say?
Oh
You
my
hear that,
God.
guys?
Yeah,
You hear
yeah,
that?
Oh, wow.
Wow, she doesn't give a fuck about you guys. Shocking. No, like, you're saying TikTok's
twisting
easiest.
my words.
Like, I remember the first TikTok I made.
clip that.
I was like, I wonder, like, because this is when TikTok was kind of in, like, the not cool phase, because it was just, like, kind of like the Reddit kids and, like,
it
the
was
really
so
old
cringe.
kids.
Yeah, I never wanted to get TikTok.
So
ever.
I remember I was like, I want to see how easy it is to go viral. And my first ever TikTok, no numbers compared to you, but like I remember my first ever TikTok, I was like, yeah, let's just make a TikTok in 5 minutes. And it was just me slapping my dog's bum and patting him, give heads. I know it sounds weird. It was like that trend.
Sorry, what the fuck?
I was talking about how he was
You
fat.
dog nonce.
And I was like, yes, go on. Yeah, dog nonce, that's me. No, it was that trend where it was like, a 1 by 1 and a 2 by 2.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
remember that
Oh,
trend?
that makes it all right, yeah.
No, you wouldn't
just
know.
pat dogs'
TikTok
bums,
veteran.
what
That's a
the
TikTok OG song, and
Alright,
it was
right.
like it was like give good reasons. And I remember banged like 150k likes in one day, and I was like, is this how easy it is? And then that's when I started making TikToks. But then I gave up because I felt like you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like when first lockdown came, it was so saturated it made it way harder.
Definitely. Because I was on TikTok from like January 2019, so that was like before lockdown and everything happened. But I feel like since lockdown, it really like became so mainstream, and like everyone is on TikTok now. So I feel like now it's like so much harder for creators to like break out on there. But
100%.
when I first joined, I was like the first makeup artist to like bring that to TikTok. So
I remember you went up like, because I remember when you started doing the content and it was so much more worthwhile, and I think you went up like 300, 400k followers in the space of like a couple of months or something crazy, wasn't
yeah,
it?
it was like millions in a couple months. Yeah, it was
Yo.
really mental when it first started.
It's
Sorry?
fucking crazy to the fact you said that it was cringe at the start and you were like, I don't want to do this, and then you just start and it's like millions.
Yeah, because I never wanted it. I never wanted the app because I used to watch like commentary channels on YouTube. Like that was like my favorite type of content to watch. And then when they were all like roasting TikTok, and I'm like, okay, I'm never gonna post on there then. So I downloaded it just to like make fun of people and like see what was on there. But I was like, I kind of want to like do this, and there's no makeup people on there. And I said to my friends, I was like, could you imagine if like I posted a makeup video and then and it went viral, and then I became a TikToker, and they were like, we will unfriend you. We will literally like not be friends with you anymore if you post a TikTok video. And I was like, I don't care.
Isn't it crazy how like everyone's changed about TikTok though?
Bro, I still have the same opinion. Like, but but it's not. But I just I look at people and they literally sit there like all the time, like watching TikTok, and I'm like,
It's funny.
yeah, I know, but it's an amazing app. Yeah, but I will be mudded. I will literally sit there and just watch it because I just get addicted. It's a fucking great app. Don't get me wrong.
I only really watch it like in the shower eating dinner. That's really it.
But bro,
Not in the shower. Not in the shower.
shower.
But like before my shower. Before my shower, I'm just sitting there just watching
you're in
it.
denial. You're in denial.
Just watching
bro.
videos of people slapping the dogs
I'm not
off.
addicted. I watch it in the shower.
Yeah, you're in denial. I think you're not addicted,
It's probably the only app that genuinely makes me like laugh out loud quite regularly these days. Like it does. Other social medias don't hit the same.
This is kind of like one thing that I wanted to ask about you, about like your content when I was talking earlier about like difference between like platforms and everything. So obviously like you were saying with TikTok being like the only thing that makes like him laugh, but the comment sections and stuff that come into TikTok, I feel like are extremely toxic sometimes. Do you get that?
Especially recently, like since it became super mainstream, I think it's got a lot worse. And especially because people can just like have anonymous accounts on there. You know, if you're on Instagram, you like have to link it to your Facebook or something, so you can't really be that anonymous. But I feel like in TikTok, it's so easy to just put up a fake profile picture, fake name, and then feel like you can leave any comment you want. And yeah, it certainly like is a breeding ground for like the toxic comments.
I think more hate kind of comes onto on Instagram via your DMs and stuff sometimes rather than comment sections, because if it's a public comment on Instagram, if you're doing it on an influencer, one of their fans or something could actually back them up if they haven't done anything wrong. But on TikTok, it kind of, because it's so mainstream, just kind of gets flooded in the comments. But if people jump on the bandwagon of it, it kind of can get quite toxic.
Yeah, I think it's because like a lot of the audience on TikTok as well is so young and they don't have a filter half of the time.
Yeah.
They will just like, kids are brutal. If you look ugly, the kid's gonna tell you look ugly that day.
How do you handle that?
It's really hard. Like it does get to me a lot, and at times I'll have to like fully just have a full-on break from the platform, like not go on it for like a week or two. But
Jesus Christ.
I only did that like recently over Christmas for like the first time. That was like the first time I'd had a break from TikTok in like the 2 years that I've been doing it. But it is hard. It's hard to deal with, and the comments do get to you. So I kind of just have to not look at them as much as I used to anymore, which is a bit sad.
Do you find that with like comment sections and stuff, that if it aligns with like if you're going through like a good point in your life, then hate comments and negativity just kind of rolls off your shoulder, or if you're going through a bit of a shit time, it makes it a lot worse?
Totally, yeah, I really
do. I don't know how the end of your last year was, because the end of my last year I was getting hate comments and stuff on this podcast stuff, and it was getting to me, whereas before if I ever got them I'd be like, oh, whatever. But
I really feel that actually, like towards like the end of last year I was having a really rough time personally, and like anything that I got would just like destroy me. And for some reason like I just started getting so many more hate comments recently. I don't know if it's because like my content's going more mainstream or whatever, but people just feel like they have the right to be able to say anything to you.
Is that not just because, well, lockdown and people are getting more and more angry, and just in general, people are just feeling more down to the kind of try and let it off on someone else?
Yeah, I think so as well. I was getting like a lot of comments about like the fact that I was collaborating with other people and that kind of stuff when people were frustrated because of COVID. They're still like at home, but you know, it's like people don't realize that like every time that I'm doing work stuff, I'm getting tested like multiple times while I'm shooting or whatever, and you know, there's all the precautions and stuff behind the scene, and people just don't see that side of things.
The thing is, people don't actually like understand sometimes, especially when it comes to like production things. That production was actually given the green light as like essential work, and I'm not putting that in the category of like it being essential work like essential workers, but it was given the green light a while ago, to be fair.
Yeah, fuck the nurses, right?
Do not clip that.
It's either you can be in lockdown and have no content to watch, or be in lockdown and have content to watch. Pick a struggle.
But for sure, some people were going off about the Sidemen guys like doing content, but they literally are jabbing their tonsils every single week doing stuff. I did one yesterday for the shoot. It was awful. Like, it's really not nice. And obviously, like, you're doing collaborative stuff. You'd be doing them in a way. Doing this is actually like a little bit safer than actually like a regular person who isn't getting tested but is going to the supermarket, or they're going out and about, because you could get COVID anywhere. But at least we know that we're negative. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
We could get it.
Exactly.
We could do it, but at least we're safe, I find... I digressed for a second. I kind of like, for me, I really wanted to understand, like, for you, is that how do you handle that hate? Like, you say you had the break, but is there like an approach that you have across like different platforms or whatever it is, whether you just ignore it, whether you try and tackle it? Some people decide to defend themselves. Sometimes I don't think there's a way. Sometimes
I feel like I never respond to it. I think that's kind of like the way to show people to not that it doesn't affect you, because if you show that it affects you, then it's just gonna like make it 10 times worse, and people are gonna prey on those insecurities if you're saying that that's something that bothers you, and then it's gonna get 10 times worse. So I try and just like ignore the things that really get to me. But if it's something like the COVID stuff that I can explain like logically and give a good reason for it, then like, I'll back myself up on that. But for the most part, like if it's just meaningless stuff, I'll ignore it, otherwise I feel like it just gets worse.
Yeah, if you interact with it, because people do that most of the time when they leave a negative comment, they're wanting to get a bite of you. So when they do, they're like, oh, let's keep doing this. Like there's this saying that like you can't cancel somebody that doesn't care about being cancelled. There's people out there that will do crazy shit, but since they don't care, they're not going to get the hate. Whereas if they see someone, I feel like this in the beauty community, they just suspect that they're like kind of the sensitive type, and they just go for them relentless. Like, as a guy on TikTok, I don't feel like guys get much hate, but I've seen the amount of hate girls get is unbelievable on TikTok. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I think it's maybe the fan bases as well, A lot of my followers are like younger girls, and younger girls can be like mean sometimes, especially like in school. It's like that kind of bitchy attitude or whatever.
It's a jealousy thing.
Yeah, I feel like lads will like physically hurt you, but I feel like with like
they'll fucking hit you.
No, but with the phone. But with young lasses, it's like they'll mentally hurt you. They'll get in your head and shit.
I think lads will literally just try and get like a wind up out of you. Like
They
generally,
don't actually. I don't think they really like care deeply. I think they just want to wind you up.
I think most of the comments that I get is either I'm gay or whatever, and I'm just like sick. But then like girls and stuff, if they're actually saying something, it really does feel like they go for the jugular. Like those comments are the ones that you just like, it's
bro,
like,
they're so specific with the insults.
I know.
Yeah, they're the worst, where it's like a paragraph of why you're a shitty person.
And you just sat there, just in a dark room, just like,
you're probably right.
Yeah,
hate myself.
it's when you agree with it that's the worst. It's when you literally go, I agree. That's when you stop reading. You go, I literally agree with this person, so I'm going to stop and not continue reading. So that's when it gets really awkward, the hate comments. But on Instagram, I feel like for young girls it could be a real issue, just because of the whole, you're seeing all these amazing girls with their bodies, faces, whatever, that it can make them feel really insecure about themselves. As a guy, Instagram doesn't really make me feel insecure when I look like another guy. I'm like, oh, good for him, whatever. But I feel like it's a real problem for young girls, especially.
Yeah, I think it's like a comparison thing, especially when you see like all the most successful people on these apps tend to be like these skinny, perfect girls. And you like, I have like compared myself to them for sure, And then people comment on like your body as a girl constantly, like whether you want them to or not, like they're going to point it out. Yeah.
Which is really shit.
Yeah. Well, to switch it up a bit after we've talked a lot about hate, I want to ask you, preferably on TikTok, what's the favourite look you've done?
Ooh.
That's a good question. Oh, I really like doing like the transformation type stuff.
Yeah.
Like turning myself into other people, and I did the Twilight one
The
really
Rose
recently.
one.
Yeah.
That one was so sick. You literally were her.
Yeah, literally. Because I've never even watched Twilight, right? Never even watched it. But my sister is like obsessed with it, and she's like, Abby, you look just like this girl, so you have to transform into. I was like, okay. Didn't expect anything of it, and then it like freaking blew up, and I was like, what the hell?
That was literally insane, though. You literally could have passed for her in the movie.
Yeah, it was mental.
My favourite one, personally, which I remember commenting at the time, being like, what the fuck was your Edward Scissorhands one? I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
The Melanie Martinez song. I was like, what the fuck? That was like, that banged as well, didn't it? Like massive probably one of your biggest TikToks,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was, and it was only like even like half a second at the end, isn't it? But it was like such good. I think it was because it was right at the end, so everyone was just watching it over and over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, how long do they take normally?
If it's like a creative look, like one of the characters and stuff, I feel like they take anywhere from like 5 to 10 hours.
Fucking hell. Is that one sitting as well?
Yeah. I'm sat there, I'm like eating and watching a movie at the same time, but like it takes a long time. Yeah.
This is a good question. What was your longest look? That was like by far that was the longest one that took.
Longest look is 14 hours. It was I don't know if you remember. It was like I painted my face white, and it was like the blue china like porcelain.
Yes.
Yeah.
When was this? I'm gonna have a look at that.
This was 2019, like summer 2019.
Mate, you'll be scrolling for a while.
Is there never any point in 14 hours where you're like, yeah, fuck this? Like,
Yeah, must.
Yeah, I'll be like crying and doing the look. I'm like, I started it, so I'm gonna finish this.
Right, yeah, I can imagine that'd be so chaotic. It's like ah.
It's like I'm trying to put the eyeliner on, it's like melting off my face.
I know, just as like I've never obviously like I'm not into my makeup or that, but even if I like done my hair the slightest bit wrong, I get really annoyed. So I can imagine how frustrating it'd be if you're sitting there doing a look for so long, you mess up one bit, you're like fuck,
Yeah.
and then you get more angry and you get worse doing it.
Is there any looks that you've done? Maybe you've spent a few hours on them, and you've been like, this isn't gonna work. Like any unreleased kind of things you've tried.
Unreleased things. I mean, usually I'll just like either turn it into something else, or like I am committed to it. I'm like, I'm gonna finish this. Like I remember the Teletubby look.
That was so
Fucking
funny.
hated it so much.
It was the most that I think I commented on as well. I commented on all of them fucking apparently, but I was like, that's the most fucking terrifying thing I've ever seen. I was like, I'm fucking terrified. I was terrified of that Teletubby look. It was so scary.
Was that the thing?
No.
No.
Because what the hell? That is mental. You look like, you know when you had those really early day like phones where they had like different picture like things where you could do like, the X-ray vision on people. So she looked like.
I feel like for an
What the? You look like a
plate.
Like no, you know with the Chinese cups which you have jasmine tea in.
Yeah, that's what.
And
Yeah.
Weatherspoon's plate.
Yeah, well, that's pretty plain. I feel like I want to put sausages on this. Wait, that was.
Okay,
Cameron,
behave.
Anyway,
Yeah, boy.
makeup content.
really good.
It's so saturated these days.
Yeah, it's
so saturated.
Do you
these
feel like
days.
it's because I feel like as a creative on like makeup and beauty, it is such a not like you really stood out by doing these stuff, but you get all these British MUAs that they are very similar in what they do. You know, the British makeup, and that's what you and a lot of other popular UK creators do. They don't do the orange look, the big eyebrows, which I think is kind of not going out of fashion, but everyone's kind of realising, wait, what
it's
the fuck?
had its moment. Like it was very popular a few years ago, especially like on Instagram and stuff. And I kind of just wanted to do something different. Like I'd always been into art growing up, so I just like decided to put that on my face instead, and that was what kind of really made me stand out. But over the years, definitely people have like been inspired by me and like other creative makeup artists like James and you know, and now I feel like that has been like the most popular style, especially on TikTok. So many like creative people like to do that kind of makeup, and you have to kind of adapt your content and grow and change your style.
So where do you get your inspiration from?
Everything, like everything, like pop culture. I feel like is always something that I go to because that's like what's gonna trend and that's what's gonna like go viral. So like I usually look to that a lot. If there's like a new movie, a new song, something like a meme that's trending on the internet that week, like it's always good inspiration.
Ugandan Knuckles.
Right.
Sorry, what?
Oh my god.
Yeah, you don't know. Ugandan Knuckles was a very funny meme back in the day.
Yeah.
Lovely meme. Meme.
How would you look at a music video and, well, obviously becoming inspired, like that's very subjective, but what would it be that you're looking for? Is it like a look that the person's got, or is it something to do with like the environment? Like what exactly about like a music video or something would inspire you?
It can be like the colours or like the themes or even like lyrics I can like go off of to come up with like a story for a makeup look. Because I like to like tell a story with every look that I do. I don't like to just do something for the sake of it. Like it has to communicate something clearly with like the audience, I think.
Wow. I feel like Mama told me would just be Mama on my head.
That's Charlie's song, by the way, if anyone
you haven't
doesn't know.
plug it, Charlie.
Listen to that, yeah. But no,
Yeah,
it's cool.
I mean like album art as well and like the visuals like that the artist is using. Like Billie Eilish always has the craziest like music videos.
really
and,
cool.
Yeah, I freaking love those.
Creepiest music videos as well. Some of them are pretty fucking scary. The one where it was like the black, was it like all the stuff coming out of her ear?
So cool.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Billie Eilish's video?
Yeah, that was an old one.
Yeah.
Which one?
Don't remember. She had. I watched the BTS of it.
Is it Bad Guy?
No. It was one
Fuck,
of the,
that's what you Billie Eilish song, I know.
Is it Billie Eilish?
it was one of the older ones, but I watched the BTS of it, and that's the kind of stuff that I love. So she had like tubes and stuff attached.
When the party's over, yeah.
Was that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
So she had like
Yeah,
tubes
you know
attached, and then they showed like the pre-production and post-production of it, and they were like putting all this black liquid that came in and like made it look like the she had
That was
tears.
so sick,
and then
wasn't it?
it showed after post-production with the removal. Oh my god,
What about the one where she had
Yeah.
the fucking tarantula come out of her mouth?
that was disgusting.
No,
but it
it's
was
like
also
a real
really cool.
spider as well. I was
Yeah, like
wow.
legitimately,
No.
she's fucked in the head, like she's tapped. But I love it. It's so great.
Right.
So when you obviously got into this makeup, was this because you were saying you mentioned school in art? You were good in art, I'm guessing, like just drawing, because you have to be good at like actual art to be good at
Yeah,
makeup, don't
I
you? Because you
think
have to
so.
do it reversed without looking at it. I was so bad at art that my art teacher said to me, and I quote, she went, "Lewis, have you ever thought about taking a different subject?" And I went, I
Oh my
can't.
god.
And the thing
So passive aggressive.
It's subjective though.
and this is the thing though, it was mandatory for the first 2-3 years of high school. So I was like, I have to do this. I don't want to do this. Because it's
Have
like,
you thought about doing another subject which isn't mandatory? Like you just have to do something else. They just put you in a corner, just somewhere, just stand there.
it's because I
Your art must have been so offensive, bro.
No,
like, it
no,
must
it
have been
wasn't.
that bad.
It's because I've.
What were you drawing? I don't know what was
Dicks.
so bad.
I think it's because once again it gets to the thing, like I do one thing wrong and I get really angry. I get really angry.
just
when I do
Lewis
something wrong.
punching the clay.
Yeah,
It's Lewis slapping his dog's arse, but in art.
yeah. No, I was so I'd draw. I'd be like, fucking. So I decided to take the approach that, you know what, I'm not good at this subject. I'll just wind her the fuck up. And I remember she was,
right.
There was,
That's
there
what
was,
that's
the
you do.
problem because you're a wanker.
So that's why she told you to do
Yes.
this.
So do you know how you annoy an art teacher? You
What?
tell them that photography is just clicking a button.
Right, well, write that down for your next school lesson, guys.
Oh, get some wound up. Like I remember she was talking about how there's so much passion that goes into it. I went, it's just clicking a button. And I was in a bad book for years, so that's why she wanted me to drop it. She was a cunt.
She was the cunt.
What was her name?
She was
What
the
was her
cunt.
name? Call her out right now.
Yeah,
Her
go on.
second name was Langtree.
Oh, Miss
Mr.
Langtree.
Or is it Miss or Mrs.?
Miss. So no wonder she was single,
Terrorism. Yeah,
bitch.
okay, okay.
Sorry.
Fucking hell.
Sorry. Unless you've not found the right
Right,
person.
stop
yet.
talking about your art teacher.
Anyone who's new to the podcast today, just like to say that Lewis is extremely respectful of his elders. We set good standards around it.
So you were good at art in school, Abby, I'm guessing. You were good at drawing and stuff like that?
Yeah. I always loved it, and like did it out of school, did it in school, did it all the way through to A level. Like it was my favorite subject.
Would you say you were talented at it? Would you say you worked hard, or both?
I think both, because I was shit to begin with. So you're not like born with it. It's
You're an
definitely
prodigy.
something that you have to work with for a lot of years.
How do you improve at makeup? Like, what if I, at my young tender age, would like to just
Yeah.
Good question.
contour my honkus nose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think watching YouTube tutorials, like that was how I learned.
So basically, you're plugging yourself. I need to watch your stuff.
I mean, I don't even really post tutorials. to
But I
be
guess,
honest.
but you can learn by someone else, right? Or is it literally just tutorials? Like you have to do this dot.
I think
Why do you do dots everywhere?
tutorials are like helpful to learn like the basic techniques,
Right.
and then like I took that and like mixed it with my art skills, kind of.
Ah.
So
See, there you go.
What I found was interesting is you'd done a masterclass at IGTV
yeah,
where you taught
that
people.
was years ago. How did you even find that?
Don't ask, right? Just
Cam's
answer.
Cam's
Don't
actually a big
ask.
fan. He's a big fan.
Yeah, I'm actually a stan, right? Yeah, what was that like? 'Cause that surely you must have been nervous
It
to
was
teach.
terrifying. I don't know how old I was. I think it's maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. But it was the first time I'd ever like done public speaking, tried to teach anything to anyone in person, and it was like a bunch of like my followers that had showed up.
Oh, there were followers.
Yeah, they were
okay.
all like people that had entered like through my Instagram.
Cam was actually there.
Yeah, actually was. Amazing Abby is me tag on Twitter, guys.
Yeah.
If anyone's watching.
If you had a makeup page, what would it be called? Cam MUA.
Cam MUA.
Cammy MUA, I'd say.
Cammy
Yeah, Cammy MUA.
Cam's Glams.
Cam's gold.
Cam's Glams.
That's
Cam's
quite
Glam.
nice. Yeah. I
Yeah.
reckon you can make a nice jingle out there. Cam's Glam.
Right, back to the
Right,
question.
Sorry, I thought it was quite cute.
Um,
Move.
With something like that, do you kind of? I always feel like if you're teaching someone about makeup, you're gonna or whatever. You have to have like some inner confidence that you're the shit at it.
Or patience.
Do you know what I'm? Or
Have you ever told someone you're shit?
no. I mean, if you're like
My art teacher did.
a whole room's there, like. Do you have like a lot of self inner confidence when it comes to your own makeup that do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for so many years at this point that like I am confident in what I do, and I
Jeez.
know that
You
I'm
should
like I know that I'm like skilled at it, and I can teach people through my own experience. But at that point, like I had no self-confidence, so I felt like I was kind of bullshitting for the most part. I could do the makeup, but it's teaching it is another aspect, and like knowing
That's a
how to
different
teach
skill.
it and how to like explain that.
Yeah,
to
it's like what you
people.
were saying when you're doing these looks until 5 a.m. You can trial and error. When you're doing it in front of people, you can't be like, sorry guys, fuck that up. Let me do that again.
Exactly.
And then you have to give so that must be really awkward doing it in person.
Have you ever thought about releasing your own? Because I know with editors, they like release their own kind of tutorials. Have you ever thought about that kind of thing, or even releasing your own kind of palettes and all that?
Yeah, I mean with tutorials, like I kind of like to just keep that to YouTube. I don't see why people like should pay if I can
That's
just
true.
do that for free.
It's
But
2013 YouTube as well. Like, hi guys, welcome to my everyday makeup
I
tutorial.
mean, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say it like it's like OnlyFans, but it's not OnlyFans because like you know how on OnlyFans you've obviously the stigma.
How does
behind
this come
OnlyFans.
back to
No, please, just hear me out.
Fuck this shit, like.
No. You know how on OnlyFans, yeah, they've actually got people that do other things.
I wouldn't know,
not
Charlie. I've not subscribed.
I never subscribed. Like, have you subscribed to an OnlyFans girl? Oh, look at the contour on that.
bro, have you not heard like some people are doing PT sessions and stuff via OnlyFans because it's just a platform
Joe
where
Wicks?
you can, anyway, you know what, like
Pee these
I'm-
boxers.
am I going to get through this? But all I wanted to know, it was like, have you not thought about doing, you know how like Maverick Club and stuff like that, like master
that's what I
classes, stuff
meant.
like that. Yeah, have you? I feel like you could do something like that along those lines.
I've considered it, but like the side of like the makeup that I enjoy is like being creative and coming up with crazy ideas, not necessarily being like a teacher. I mean, of course, if I can do that and like help teach people in a fun way, I think that's why TikTok's so good because it's like short.
Yeah.
I don't have to put a lot of work into it, like editing wise and stuff, and I can get my point across really easily. But
just as a,
like, I feel like that would be so boring, just like
Yeah.
me talking for hours.
you feel like it would be though. However, like if it's something where someone wanted to see, like, oh, how can I recreate this look? Yeah. If you're talking about how like this is just as a content creator myself, like how I think about like with videos, I do think there'll be like some sort of market that if you feel like there might be some people that would want to watch it, it could be like a long form content, like you upload like a you could cut it down from like 6 hours down to 1 hour or something, and you're doing each stage as what you're doing. I can guarantee you people want to watch it, but you wouldn't want to put it on YouTube or obviously
Yeah,
TikTok.
exactly.
You know?
I feel like maybe something that is more suited to like literally this is me teaching, because for YouTube it's like you have to be entertaining and teach at the same
For
time.
14 hours, imagine that.
Yeah, and like keeping that
At the
energy
end,
up.
she's like, guys.
Keeping that energy up when you're filming for such a long time is like so difficult. It's
hard.
kind of why I don't do tutorials on YouTube. I prefer to just do
Yeah.
entertaining.
Just to look.
content.
And mate, you're saying that. You're saying like, why doesn't she do like tell people? A magician never tells you secrets. Why would you tell people how to do it if that takes it away from you doing it?
The bag.
You won't people. You won't know. You get more bag from pretending you don't know how you done it. Like it's like
but it doesn't mean people are gonna put the effort in to like learn how to do it.
True.
it's like look how the fuck I did this, and they'll be like, how the fuck did you do that? Where if you're like, I did this, you'll be like, oh, it's not as impressive. It's like a magician trick, isn't it?
Of course, but I feel like if you've got an audience which would like to learn, and it's something like where you started, where you are, like credit to you because you've said about like how late you stayed up doing it. Like if you're gonna become an expert in your craft, you've got to put the hours in.
Exactly. Yeah.
But some people aren't like that. Number one, but some people like with how they learn might not have had the technical artistic ability that you might have had. So say for example, I don't get makeup myself. I get how to do it because I've just never done it. However, if someone started saying like, this is how you contour your noses by putting this here, this here, this here, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to do that. And then I'll be like, I look like Angelina Jolie, what a fitty. But then I don't, I've clapped. But
She did have a
Bald
bald
it.
head once.
but if I tried to do my nose, I'd
Britney.
probably look like Shrek. Do you get what I mean?
I think you really can improve with it though. Even if you're starting late, like I don't think it's always like a thing as a
Thank you, Abby.
you had to grow up
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
Like I've my best friend Benji Crawl from he's from TikTok as well, but
I know
he only started doing makeup in like 2019, and he's improved so much since I first met him. You know, that was the first time he ever did makeup, and I've like coached him through like helping him with his techniques and stuff.
So
and
your coaching works, huh?
So pretty much what you're saying.
Oh.
So pretty much what you're saying is, if we're a good friend to you, we can be the next James Charles. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think I've only had makeup on once, and I woke up with a rash the next day. So either I'm allergic to makeup or I didn't take it off properly. Don't know.
I'm allergic to eyelash glue, so
I
that's
know.
fun as a makeup artist.
What does that do to you?
It's like
It
being,
makes my eyes like swell up so much, and I ended up in A&E.
Fucking
Like
Nice.
the time I did it, so I was like, I have to use like this really specific glue, and it still makes my eyes like fat every time I wear it. So
Fat
I
eyes.
just have to like accept that
You just gotta get
my eyes
chunky
are gonna
eyes.
be fat for the next day.
that's pretty. That's like, I don't know. That's like being a footballer not having legs. Shocking. It's just not going to work.
Quite.
is it?
I mean,
Football,
it's similar, but yeah.
Fucking hell, enough. Right. Anyway, back to the timeline. If you're grown, obviously, so you did YouTube, then you went on TikTok, and now you've started doing YouTube again in the past kind of year, is it?
Yeah.
Some of your collabs you've had are like fucking mental.
Sensational.
Like straight away, the obvious one, Liam Payne.
Yeah, it's really crazy.
I remember watching a video when I was doing research. It was ages ago. Must have been like 2014. You were, I think it was the first video on your YouTube currently where you speak, but you had a One Direction t-shirt on.
Oh my god, did I?
Yeah. And I just thought it was hilarious because obviously now you're doing. I was watching one video where you were DMing YouTubers, celebrities to like what to do on your face. And then Liam Payne was just like, oh yeah, I don't know what you're on about. Can you just FaceTime us to tell us? And I was like, he asks you to FaceTime.
Yeah.
If considering you ran his fucking t-shirt ages ago. What's that like? Just now you're kind of just mates.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
I mean, kind of. Yeah, it's like we're friends, but it's a collaboration as well. So it's kind of work, but like we're friends at the same time.
How did you first get in touch?
He found me through TikTok because like he had just joined TikTok, and I guess they were like looking for UK people for Liam to collaborate with, and I was like one of the bigger TikTokers in the UK, and it was around Halloween time, so it's like, who else do you want to collaborate with? Halloween, a makeup artist, obviously. So we did like so many TikTok collabs. I did his makeup a bunch of times, and then like for his show that he does, the LP show, I was like on that as well.
Yeah, because you've done also a cooking video with him as well, haven't you?
For Christmas, yeah, we had like a bake-off thing.
That's so strange,
That is so
isn't it?
cute.
I know, like
That's cute.
I love how
Imagine
she's-
telling young you that when you meet
I
Liam Payne, you'll
know.
be cooking with him. It's like the weirdest.
But she just plays it off as if like, oh yeah, we just bake together or whatever.
I mean, if I act like all fangirly though, I'm like, they're not gonna want to be friends with
That's
me if I'm
true.
fangirling to them. So I have to be
Yeah, of
like
course.
put together and like act like I'm not dying on the inside.
Yeah, but like, excuse me, who are you? That's like, oh, nice to meet you. Yeah.
Liam Payne.
See, that's the biggest flex you should have done. You should have just been like, oh, I'm Abby. What's your name?
Yeah. That'd be fucking so
I've seen
funny.
your face before.
That would literally be the biggest dick energy ever.
There's a lot of YouTubers that do. I've heard rumours of. I've heard rumours that Saffron Barker does that a lot. If she's met someone like 5 times, she still go, "What's your name?" Like,
Yeah, but I think that's because she might have forgotten. Like,
maybe
It's bad bitch energy, isn't it?
yeah,
she's
a bad bitch.
independent bad bitch. But that must be
I like
so,
the reference.
That must be so strange. Just being like, I don't know who my comparison would be. Fucking Billy Joe from Green Day or something like that. From when I was like 10. But like, do you know when there's these A-listers that you're like, I can't imagine them being real people? He's like one of them. Just any of the One Direction. I'm like, I can't imagine.
I think I'd only get that with Harry. Like, for me, I just feel like Harry's god tier for me, whereas I feel like everyone else is just like, wow, I really respect you, but I don't think Harry Styles is a human.
I feel like the first time you like meet a celebrity like that and like interact with them like so closely, it's like you fangirl a little bit and it like takes you back a bit the first time. I even felt like that when I was like first collaborating with even like influencers and TikTokers. You know, like meeting James was quite a like surreal moment the first time I met him. It's like, you're a real person and you're this tall. It's always like people's heights that like catches you so off guard.
Oh,
but
how tall is he?
James is quite tall actually. Well, he's taller than me anyways, but
You're not
You're
hard.
quite short, yeah.
You're like,
yeah, it's like 5'10", I don't know, 5'11".
oh,
Oh,
shit.
yes.
He's taller than you. Jeez.
Yeah.
Fuck,
He can be a
pick me
dom.
up.
He can be a dom for Charlie. We love that. Charlie's
okay,
bottom.
we are
Right.
staying away from the dom and subs to this one, please.
Regarding Liam, when was the first time you met then?
First time we met, it was October last year
Was that for the Halloween?
for the Halloween stuff. Yeah.
Jesus Christ! It seems like the rise that you've had so quick in like,
Yeah.
was it 1 or 2 years? Is it 2 years that it's
2 years I've been on TikTok. Yeah.
Power of TikTok, though, isn't it?
Power
Like,
of TikTok.
how many followers do you realistically think you'd be? Because I want to say you're on like 150k before TikTok, 180k, something like that.
Yeah, I
Like,
think that's about right.
and it's hard to grow organically on Instagram. Reels is really good now. They've introduced that and they're promoting it heavily, so it's easy to grow. But Instagram was dying definitely before Reels, I feel. Like to grow organically anyways.
Why the hell is that? Like, just for 10 seconds, please tell me why is that?
I mean, they're making like the worst changes to the platform every time they change something. Nobody asked for it. It's everyone just gets sick of it.
Which I think a lot of people, especially for like your growth and stuff, TikTok, it just comes at the right time, doesn't it? You know, which I think is quite good.
Yeah, totally. I feel like if I was any later with like joining TikTok, like maybe it wouldn't have happened. There's totally like an element of luck to it. It's literally just because I was like the first makeup account, and also I was doing something that was
been
quite
the first, but it's also
different.
been as good
You
as what
spotted
you
a gap
are,
in the market.
Gap in the market.
Yeah.
Gap in the market.
The business A level paid off.
Yeah. Back to Liam though. Just one question that I'd like. What's he like off camera? Is he sound?
He's so
is he
sweet. Yeah, he's like so down to earth. Super normal guy.
He seems like that because on the Happy Hour podcast, he seemed like a normal guy, and even Jack said he was just like.
I didn't watch it. It was like a toxic girlfriend seeing him for a new person. I mean, your ex-girlfriend seeing him for a new person. I was like, could have been our podcast.
Okay. Yeah.
He goes just like, shut up.
He just seems like a normal lad in a way.
I think all celebrities are though, but you have this image before you meet people that they're like so surreal and like untouchable, but after you've met like a couple people that you like only knew from online or celebrities or whatever, it becomes like, oh, it's just a normal person, it's just another person that I'm meeting.
Well, what I said on the last podcast is I said like when it comes to like TikTokers, YouTubers, you feel like you know them because you see so much of them online. But when it comes to like musicians and actors, you never get to see the real them. I think that's where the starstruck comes from, because you're like, I can't imagine them being a real person because you haven't seen them act like a real person. You only see them in these like beautiful music videos and that, so you can't imagine them just like talking about, I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Well, what's your
the
approach?
favourite biscuit?
What's your approach when you are doing a collab with like Liam or whoever it is? Is it you do like quite a lot of like in depth, like this is what the video's going to be, or are you kind of more, you know what, I'm just going to be myself and see how it goes?
I will like plan out the content beforehand, and like usually I just like organize everything because, you know, I know what's going to work on social media, and usually it's like the celebrity is looking for advice on like how to navigate TikTok or whatever, you know, they don't know about what trends are going on. So I'm like, okay, we're going to do this trend because this will pop up so much.
How funny is that? Did you ever think that Liam Payne would come for you for advice on TikTok?
No.
How strange is that?
So weird.
And it's always strange that even people like that are the A-listers. He doesn't need any more money, but he's still looking at ways to continue his
keep yourself
relevancy.
in the public eye, you know, like it's definitely still an important thing regardless of if you're an A-lister or
Yeah,
not.
you have to stay relevant, and I think if celebrities know how to use TikTok, because so many of them don't, so many of them absolutely suck, and the TikToks are terrible.
You know who's the best? Lil Nas. He's so
so
funny on
good,
TikTok.
so good.
But wasn't he like a Nicki Minaj stan? So he
Has that stand culture?
he has that like he
Humour.
knows what's funny.
How do you stay on top of trends? Because
Such a granddad.
bro. I'll take that. Like I actually am. I don't know what the hell is going on half the time. I'll go on TikTok. I see people chatting, and I'm like, well, why is this funny? This whole chalky milk thing that was going on, I'm fucking confused.
I just don't get it.
I'm really sorry. Like I rate like what it is that you do, but I don't know how you can be like, this is trending or this is going to pop. How do you know what is going to pop?
I spend like 5 hours on my For You page a day, scrolling and scrolling and scrolling.
That's how you get ideas as well, don't you? Like
5 hours a day.
Yeah, I'm constantly on it.
Bro, that's how you get ideas for TikToks. It's like,
Like my screen time is ridiculous.
oh, how much is it? Can we
I
see
can
what
check
is for
right
this
now.
week?
But that's like fucking insane. 5 hours of research.
But just to check like what it is that's going to pop, so you can anticipate.
It's
what
like
the next
anticipating the
TikTok-
trend, exactly.
Yeah, you're like the stock trader of TikTok.
Yeah, that's it. The crypto of TikTok. Have you Robert's crypto queen?
That's not that bad. Everyone get it with the
This is like
screen
not
time.
that bad this week's.
I actually don't know how to do that. How does one do that?
How does one unlock the
Last
phone?
week was another story.
12 hours. Okay, so
25
you,
hours on
mate,
TikTok
you
last
press,
week.
You press that. There's my fat dog.
That is
That I
it.
slap his cheeks.
Search screen time.
Screen time.
Yeah,
Alright,
and
that
then
works.
you go. Wait. Now I've even fucking lost it. Mine's was 3 hours this week.
See, that's really good. What the hell do you do?
Because
But you've got your WhatsApp
Oh.
open in your
I
computer.
set my PC, don't I? Sorry.
Yeah.
Check last week. There's only been 3 days this week.
Oh wait, how did I do that?
That's
Swipe
true.
across there.
Oh, 4 hours.
That's not bad.
Mine used to be.
Do I just not exist
Mine
last week?
12 hours a day.
Can't-
What's happening?
3 hours is it?
What?
But does that not show how much more successful Abby is than us, that we need to spend more time on my phone?
No, because I sit on my PC, whereas TikTok is on your phone. So whereas I just sit, like, if my PC hours were included, it'd be around that.
See, like, I think that's
I sit like
most
a
of my
gremlin.
work's on, like WhatsApp stuff anyway. So
I've seen your DMs.
right. Anyway,
So you know when you're
moving
sitting for 5 hours, right? Are you? Is it all kind of just chill? You're just chilling? Are you like rigorously kind of being like?
on. Yeah, have you got
Yeah.
a TikTok notepad?
Yeah.
Because I shoot content every day and I aim for like 3 videos a day on TikTok.
Jesus
So
Christ.
if I don't have a video idea, I will like purposefully like schedule out time to like go through the For You page and just like quickly scroll, see what sounds are like popping up a bunch of times, and then that's how I like recognize if something is trending, or like I see who I'm following, like what all the top creators are doing lately, what kind of trends they're posting about.
Is there anything that you set yourself? Because this is kind of like what I want to know. Like, if you're on FYP and you're literally just scrolling and you're looking at seeing what's trending, is there anything that you hear and you're like, oh, I'll whack that on TikTok, and then maybe that like goes because help.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like one of the sounds that like first popped off. Do you remember the Baby No Money sound where it's
No.
like
Yeah.
la la la?
You need to sing
That
it for
one.
me.
Yeah.
Wait.
Well,
When
we'll give
I
it the la
walked
la la.
off.
What's that?
La 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 la. And I walked up.
Yeah.
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 That one. That was like I'd found it when it had like a couple thousand uses, couple hundred uses on TikTok, and now it has like 2 million.
That's the thing,
uses.
being early, isn't it? Like being early to the sound.
Yeah.
Because I remember
It'd be
Chloe.
too late, yeah.
Yeah, Chloe done one where she. Have you seen it where she puts like the thing on my legs where she makes my
the
leg.
squiggly leg
Yeah.
thingy in my bobby.
And that got like 2.5 mil.
That's
Just-
mental.
I forgot what sound that
Wow.
was, but it's just because she was one of the first people to the sound.
Yeah, I mean, I think TikTok like definitely promotes specific sounds. So if you notice a sound's like popping up on your TikTok feed a lot and it's not got a lot of uses, I'm like, okay, this is like a sound that's going to
Yeah.
be promoted soon, so I like should hop on that.
Whereas for me,
it's
I feel
mental.
like, for me, my TikToks do better if it's just me, like no sound, like just me just doing some shit. Like if I use a sound, it flops every single time. Which
I mean,
is
if that's what
interesting.
people know you for, though, and like they're used to like listen to you speak on YouTube or whatever, then
Yeah.
It isn't like how like, correct me if I'm wrong, some of the TikTok stuff, like some people click on the sounds to see what else is like, who else is using that sound.
That's correct.
Yeah, we know why. Yeah.
Can I get a pat on the back,
God,
please,
look
ladies and
at
gentlemen?
you.
Just to say,
The
just to sound like what you've said. You went. So
Don't tell them, Charlie.
The YouTube equivalent you've just said there's. So someone's watched that YouTube video and went, I'm going to watch another YouTube video of the same topic.
Shut up, man.
Guys, like,
Okay,
sitting with Gary V.
my point, I'm
I
trying
seen
to
Charlie
make that-
sitting there scrolling through that sound. It was Big Bang. Pretty
Bus
nice
it.
skinny waist with a big.
Oh no,
Charlie-
I've spent plenty of time looking at the
Charlie-
Bus It challenge. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, fine. I've just baited myself at absolutely no reason.
You were looking
Anyway.
at Bus It for ages.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That fuck it. That was like what the
I think
hell.
I like James Charles had a big Bus It and
That's probably the most time I've spent on TikTok in the last month or so.
on James Charles Bus It.
Yes.
On repeat.
Yes.
Right. Anyway, we've got a question in from Twitter, which I wanted to ask in the podcast. Who's been your favourite collaboration?
Favorite collaboration, the Yungblud stuff that I did over like Halloween and then like near the end of last year as well.
Was that the VMA thing?
The EMAs I did his makeup for.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like went on the red carpet together. It was like crazy.
Yeah, I remember watching your video where you...
His carpet fancy.
Yeah, I remember watching your video where he was getting all these like shit done when he was like flying and shit. And you
Sorry?
were like...
That sentence.
he was,
He was getting all
sorry.
his shit
Yeah,
done
yeah.
whilst he's
He
flying.
had,
Do you know
like,
what?
the wires
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
What was he playing fucking Quidditch? Why is he flying about?
Yeah, mate, he was going for the golden snitch.
Which was Abby.
Right.
I'd always feel like it'd be really awkward to be in the red carpet if like you're there for somebody else. Like you just stand there like a little lamppost while everyone else is like.
Yeah, well, at least she was
Yeah,
there.
I mean, it wasn't a real
shut the
red
fuck up.
carpet though.
Like you and EXO.
It wasn't a real red carpet because it's like COVID, so it was just us.
Socially distanced.
They
The
make
COVID
they make
carpet.
like a fake red carpet background, and then you go and like stand there. You have your picture taken.
Oh.
And that's like
Oh.
it. It
Was
was
it
pretty
like
chill.
was
yeah.
it like really underwhelming being there, or was it like it's such
No,
quite sick?
I thought it was amazing because
Did
you
you
know
have a-
like the full performance. I don't think you really see like the scale of it, but it was like huge like theater that they were shooting it at, and he was like on these wires like flying up like 50 feet in the air. It was insane.
Yeah, it looked insane on the video, the whole setup of it, because you were like proper behind the scenes, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
And then did you done his makeup for that?
Yeah, I did his makeup like after he'd shot all the performances and stuff. I did his makeup for the red carpet.
Isn't he from Donny?
Yes.
So it's like Donny and Wakey combined. It's just
Yeah.
like the
Northerners.
That's what I think's mental, like just northern England just
but
thriving.
They're thriving, but it's just kind of like small townish kind of thing, right? They're not
Yeah.
huge. It's humbling.
Are you from
Humbling.
fairly close to him? Like, are you actually from Leeds, or are you from a small town that you don't want
Wakefield.
I'm from
Yeah.
Wakefield, so I'm like
Wakefield?
30 minutes away from Donny.
Donny! Donny!
They're quite close. Sorry, as you were.
Yeah,
like-
because a lot of people said on your TikToks they thought you were American, which I
Yeah.
thought is like strange that you're just from fucking Wakefield.
Yeah, because, well, it was, I won't act like it's not on purpose. Like, I don't think it's, people gravitate towards like UK MUAs or whatever, so I was like, I'm just not going to speak for a while and have everyone think that I'm American, and that's kind of cooler.
You don't sound overly wakey though. Like you don't sound. I listened to your like your voice and stuff like last week, and I was just like, I've definitely heard more northern lasses.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't.
Oh, we have.
Oh, we have. We
Trust
moved.
me.
We moved from that.
Yeah, we moved from that.
But yeah, but I mean, one small cute thing. Actually, we were watching your live stream on TikTok last night. You were saying goodbye. It took you a while to say goodbye. You just didn't really want to say goodbye.
Yeah.
But the first time you said goodbye, you were like, goodbye. I was doing a face mask with Cam and Chloe. We were in the room, and then Cam was looking at his phone, just watching it, and we're watching as well. And he was just, you say bye, and then he was like, bye. He just said it back to you. And you know it's true because look at his face.
Oh, you said bye back to life?
And
It was more like a bye.
No, it was like,
Thanks,
bye.
Cam. I appreciate
It's
it.
all right. I'm just trying to show me support, really.
We were hoping that you'd hear. It was
Yeah,
really cute.
thanks for revealing that, mate.
I just
Sorry.
had to, man. I just thought it was really cute. Look, she appreciates it.
Yeah,
It was
it's
nice.
fine.
It was
It's-
sweet.
Yeah. So when the TikTok you're saying about these gravitating towards Americans, and I always find that interesting because then you got them bundled into the category of the people such as the Hype House,
Yeah.
which
I
is
got in the cool club.
cool club. Questionable.
Yeah.
What was that like? Because I know people like Charlie D'Amelio. Like I'm not even like jealous. I mean, I'd be a bit worried if I was jealous of a 16-year-old girl. But I mean, like, I'm not envious of being number one on a platform. I feel like that must be so terrifying to be at her level at her age. Must
Have
be
you seen
so...
our comment section, man?
Oh, they're
It's
Oh, we're about to say
brutal.
toxic shit.
I've
Yeah.
not seen much of her comments, but just being in that position would terrify
Have you
me.
not seen some of her like breakdowns that she's had? Like,
Oh, I have, yeah.
Keep up with TikTok room.
what the hell is that?
No, I've seen some of the compilations where it's like just Charlie crying and stuff like that, and people
Yeah.
put sad music over it.
I'm really sorry. What is TikTok room?
It's the Instagram like shade room for like all the TikTok tea.
Oh, is it like
Posted
Tattle
on
Life
there.
but from TikTok?
Yes.
Kind of like Drama Lit for
Drama Lit, yeah.
Drama
Oh,
Lit, yeah,
so it's-
basically.
Oh, so it's
Um,
okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, but no, like
Strange.
the Hype House, that's also weird as well because it's imagine these people, because one of them people that God bless his soul, Tony Lopez. I remember, do you know you're saying that people like don't
Is he
read
dead?
socially, yeah.
Socially dead.
Rest in
Yeah.
peppers, Tony.
Rest in
Yeah,
peppers.
you know, he got outed as being, nonce, and then his brother said,
Outed as being
his
nonce.
brother
Is
said,
TikTok I've been a nonce?
and then his brother said,
That'd be a first.
his brother said, let me one up this, and then made it even worse than it was before.
He double nonced.
No, like double, pretty much like double the age gap of the other brother. So I was like,
Right.
oh, okay, moving on from that. But he was one person that's like, just does his little ooh dances in that, and I was like, oh, and then I heard his voice for the first time, and I could not stop laughing. He sounds like fucking Winnie the Pooh. He's like, oh, thanks guys for the follows. I couldn't stop fucking.
Is it like
laughing.
Grown-Ups? You
Yeah.
know, where the guy comes, he's like, hey, what's up, ladies?
I just see him talking. It's like he's like, yo guys, thanks for 2 million followers, and I was like, oh my fucking god.
That's terrifying.
So it's always weird when I picture these TikTokers because mostly they're just dancing. So it's always like you can never imagine what they're like in real life. So what is the Hype House like when you're there? And is it
It's like a bunch of frat boys in a house.
fat boys.
Frat.
fat boy?
Yeah, get me
You'd be
there.
welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was really surreal the first time that I went there because it's like you see on TikTok and it's like a set. You don't think of it as like an actual place. It's like a movie set.
okay.
It's weird because like the whole house, the first time I went, they had no furniture. They were sleeping on the floor. And like, I'm like, you're wearing your Gucci, but you're like sleeping on the floor.
It's such a
It
YouTube
didn't make
thing,
any
though.
sense to me. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
so
definitely
weird.
a social media
times
thing, man.
do you go to a YouTuber's massive house and it's so messy and their life isn't organised? Like
Well,
they'll have a massive house in their bed on the floor.
We've
and it's
said
like-
this before about the first Sidemen house where they had the big place in South
Yeah.
London where it was massive, beautiful mansion, like gorgeous. Yeah, there's a swimming pool right next to the kitchen. It was insane, but nothing was furnished. Like
Yeah.
it was, you just walk in and it's just boxes everywhere. And I'm like, have you moved in? He's like, yeah, we've been living here a year. I'm like,
Oh my god.
right. Okay.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
carry on, but
I think they've kind of like got things together now. Since they moved on to the new house, they're all like making good money, whatever. But like when I went, they were all like little kids, basically. This was 2 years ago. Most of them were like 15, 16 years old, all living in a house together. And it's like, you can imagine the kind of like environment that would be like. It's a bit strange.
Did you get invited to go there? Or did you just turn up and you were like, I'm here, bitches?
I was just friends with them, so I got invited to go.
Who was it that invited you? Was it Lil Huddy? Was it Charlie D'Amelio's?
I went with an ex of mine.
Oh yes, thou who should not be named.
No, who should not be
Voldemort.
named.
Big
Voldemort.
big talk.
Talk ticker.
Speaking of Harry Potter, have you worked with? You did do a live stream with Tom Felton, didn't you? Did you? Or am I completely wrong?
It was
She's that level of A-list. She's like, did I? Don't remember.
No, it was supposed to happen, but he didn't join it because we had bad reception.
Oh,
It
mudded.
didn't happen.
So you've-
But I have met him.
Ooh.
Yeah, he showed up to like one of the Liam Payne shoots that I was doing.
Oh, is he live in London? I thought he lived in America.
No, he was in London at the time, and I think he's
got a broom, mate.
He's in,
Could just go
he's
anywhere.
yeah, he was in LA for like shooting some movie or something, but he lives over here.
It must be nice.
I know. I think he'd be an interesting podcast guest because he's like obviously just villain of Harry Potter. Just seems like an interesting guy.
It would be interesting.
He's
He had a
so
nice.
nice.
He had a nice character arc. I didn't hate him in the end. He was a bit of a wetty, but it was all right.
Yeah.
Potter. Yeah.
I feel like I can, just off top, I feel like I can do a really good Ron impression.
Yeah, just a bit off topic. Yeah, go on then.
Bloody hell.
Oh, Harry! You have to add the Harry on then.
All right, I thought that.
Go on then. Go for it. Go.
No, that was it.
No, but do it again.
No, but
Do it.
you
Go on,
have
add the
to-
Harry.
again,
Yeah.
encore.
Yeah, yeah, go.
Harry.
Look into the camera. Yeah, sorry.
No pressure.
We're laughing at.
Go on.
Bloody hell.
You don't want to say Harry. We literally just said David.
That's why we got you to do it again.
All right, sorry.
Go on.
We didn't just
No,
want
I'm
you.
not doing it again. No,
Do it again,
no,
do it again.
no. I'm not a jukebox. Right?
Bloody
Anyway,
hell, Harry.
We
talking back to about that.
that literally took 1 minute of the podcast.
And he needed to fucking prepare to say the same thing again. We said, can you add something on the end? He went, yeah, 1 minute. And then said the same thing again. And that's how serious he was. He was like, bloody hell. You'd be a smashing actor, to be fair. Get you on Corey, mate.
Go on, Corey. I reckon you'd be a good character in Corey.
That's where I'll go when my career dies.
Yeah?
Who's of the Hype House, like the most famous people you've sort of interacted with, or have you been like? Because LA's just full of famous people. I swear, just everywhere you go.
Most famous people she's interacted with.
Like, yeah.
I
is
think
it-
that's got to be Liam Payne, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we've got bigger people.
But was there anyone like David Dobrik, any Jeffree Star in there?
Oh, okay. David Dobrik asked me to do his Halloween makeup 2 years ago, but I was at the TikTok Halloween party, which was like in the hills, and it was like an hour away from him, so it would take me too long to get to him, so I
Oh
couldn't
my
do
God.
it. I was heartbroken.
Did you just
man.
say, "Oh, sorry, David, got better things to do"?
I was like,
I'm out
he
here.
was like, how long would it take you to get to me? And I was like, an hour. And he was like, oh, sorry, like that's too long. And I was like, no.
Oh, sorry, that's too long. Jesus, David, man.
Because it was like on the night, like it was actually Halloween that night, and he was like, can you come do my makeup like right now? And I was like,
he should have
if
booked
you
you
had asked
in.
me yesterday.
He should have
Speaking
booked you in.
of Halloween, didn't you? I obviously don't know, but I know from Makeup Friends it was a big deal. Didn't you get invited to that Anastasia Halloween party?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, I
'Cause that's
went,
like a
yeah.
massive thing, isn't it?
It was like the biggest thing in the beauty community. Like
You're a
if you got
fucking-
invited there, that's like the dream.
You've made it.
You made it, yeah.
You had a big dramatic outfit on as well, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Wasn't it? What was it again?
It was Carrie with like the blood drip. I had like a bucket on my head, like spilling blood.
Yeah, that was fucking mental.
Yeah.
Do you
Bloody
not
hell,
just
Harry.
like? Did you get battered and stuff like at that point in time? Because I feel like Halloween's all fun and games, but if you go proper in on makeup and stuff, suddenly if you've got attachments and shit, when I'm battered, it's just gonna be fucking hanging off the gaff.
Yeah. I was underage at the time, so.
Getting
drunk
drunk
on
on Schlur.
Yeah, slur. Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
I was in the US as well, so it's like
Oh,
they don't really
harder.
let you have
Yeah.
drinks if you're.
Are they quite
underage.
Just
strict
drugs,
about it?
guys.
Yeah. Just
Are they
class
quite
A.
strict about the underage drinking there? Because, like,
Yeah.
for example, I'm
Nah,
sick
come
of
off it,
drinking
mate.
now, and I'm 21 now. I want to never mind start drinking at 21. That's so boring, isn't it?
No, I was 16 when I went, and they were like drinking age is 21, so I was like quite a while off.
Yeah, that was gonna be a while
Was
off
that
for you.
long ago?
I think so. Yeah.
What are you doing? Just like having
Oh,
picnics,
17
just running around.
Legit.
What do you do? Like, I mean, look, when I was 16, everyone was still drinking, but it's also like legal age is 18.
I mean,
so.
for me, it was more like a networking thing. Like
Yeah.
all
Gotcha.
the biggest makeup artists were there, so I'm like, I'm gonna make friends with like
Hey,
everyone.
James, nice binder. And then you became friends. That's all she wrote.
That's how you get friends.
But you were talking.
Complimenting their binder. Always.
They're bunda.
It's always a
They're
go-to.
bunda.
Go-to.
You've talked. Oh yeah.
I was just going to say you should tell James Charles he's got a nice binder. I wonder if James Charles knows what the word binder means.
That would be a good
Definitely
question.
not.
No, to be fair, like you know when you do like American like versus English slang videos and stuff, I reckon it'll be very funny to get James
Yeah, I
to
wonder
ask
if-
about what
Yeah.
Batty and Bunda
I don't
is.
think you would have any idea.
They're like, a big batty girl, come wine on it.
You text him, FaceTime him, just say, James, you've got a big bunda.
Yeah, I wonder if he's ever like went to a field and got pissed on Frosty Jacks.
Yeah, I reckon that's definitely down James Charles's streets, you know.
Yeah, maybe, mate.
And get like 20 deck of Marlboros.
You not seen his old singing tutorials?
Singing tutorials.
Not tutorials, just singing videos. He's got really videos when he's like 11, 12 singing on YouTube. Never seen them?
What's that got to relate to Frosty Jacks?
No, just because that's what he was doing when he was 12, 11. Just
Oh, right, okay.
I had a
So we
singing
just
channel
basically got a
once.
massive crossover that you're both just talking about different things at the same
Yeah.
time. Okay, Frosty Jackson, James Charles.
The moral of the
tutorials.
story is we
Yeah.
love
Bunda.
James Charles
Oh.
and Bunda.
Yeah,
so
we love
both.
Bunda as well.
Imagine that. We love Bunda, we love James Charles.
I just want to just take it onto something very quickly. So you basically were saying about it was going to take an hour to go over to David Dobrik,
Yeah.
which is such a shame, such a shame. We'll get back to a little bit of stuff that was going on in LA like, after, but like the thing is, were you driving yourself out there, or would you have to get an Uber?
Yeah, I can't drive.
You can't drive.
I
Oh.
Uber
Oh,
everywhere.
Abby,
You've came to the right people.
You have
Wait,
come to the right people.
Yeah, when you learn to drive, what do you need?
you good insurance?
But you want to be picky about what insurance you pick, Cameron.
You do. You want the cheapest one that also produces great cover. And who was that, Charlie?
Adrian Flux.
Hello everyone, we're back. Thank you Adrian Flux for once again sponsoring Antisocial, the best podcast and the best looking podcast in the world. And I just wanted to ask Abby, do you agree with that statement? Are we the best looking podcast
yeah.
in the world? Would you say?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It was a Winston Churchill.
I mean,
yes.
I mean, I think you got a bit of competition with the frenemies.
Oh!
Who?
Trisha Peterson,
Oh,
Hitry.
sorry. Oh, sick. I just want to say, just before we carry on with the
Fucking
podcast, if you were willing to help us out, please do click that link in the description with Adrian Flux. It does help us out a lot. So once again, thank you, Adrian
Do you
Flux.
think that you're better looking than Ethan Klein?
Then who, sorry?
Yeah, Hitry.
Yes. No, mate, I think you have to remember, I'm not talking about individual basis. I'm putting us as a unit. You know, I feel bad for Abby because we're probably making her look worse just because of how good looking we actually are. You know, she's known for her beauty. Then she's came on to our podcast. And
How
then-
does it feel to be the ugliest person on the podcast right now?
I'm just gutted. I couldn't even tell you.
How are you gonna?
Words don't summarise it, you know.
Is it going to ruin like how you feel for the rest of the day? Like you just came on the
My
podcast.
confidence is just shattered.
Like, of course, it's the first time that we've met. It's the first time you two have met, right?
Yes.
How did you feel like when you came in and you're like, fuck, these
Right,
handsome
mate.
stooges, like
I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna live up to it, to be honest.
you just got to have to try and be funny, like, you know, like
Yeah.
sometimes you just can't have it all.
I
It's
have
just
to make up for it.
Do you think there's any podcast even comes close to our looks? Any pod even comes close, let alone you know.
Said frenemies.
I think frenemies. Yeah.
You think?
It's,
Well, you
it's,
think
it's a close call.
Yeah, Trisha Paytas, you know, kind of knocks that podcast up a hell of a lot.
Mate, you know what? I say this every podcast. Say what you want about Trisha Paytas, but $5 for her OnlyFans, that's a fucking bargain, mate. That's a fucking meal deal.
bro. When I
Excellent.
saw the Lane of the Plug and Trisha Paytas collab, I haven't been the same ever since.
Right.
Speaking of like people like that, are you followed by any weirdly famous celebrities that's like weirdly as in like, I know obviously you could be like Liam Payne, but someone that you're like, why the fuck did they follow me?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it was weird when like the commentary like community started following me because I thought that everyone would just like rip the shit out of me and like take the piss, you know. But I was like, oh, I feel accepted.
So you were you were a
Yeah.
fan of them growing up.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to like watch Alex's videos like before we collabed
Sorry
and
about that.
stuff.
Chill.
Oh, shit.
You have quite a few like live like round circles of like people that you've watched and then you've actually come round to doing things
Yeah,
together.
totally.
How was that Alex collab, by the way? Because it took him ages to do it. Like
Really?
well, you filmed it and then he put it out what like
Oh
6-7
yeah,
months.
that one. Yeah, that one did. Take a
Yeah,
while.
that was a long time coming. But how does it feel? Like obviously, like being a One Direction fan, then obviously like
Being in the same
Alex
space as
fan.
you were. Yeah, being in the same space as I'm Alex.
Yes,
breathtaking.
But how it, but how is it? Like, we've spoken a little bit about like Liam and like just saying like how you have to try and compose yourself. But do you find yourself being like, this is a bit strange? Like, I used to watch you, like, but maybe I still do.
I think
you know?
it's always a bit weird when you like know a lot about someone and they don't know a lot about you. Like when I was first meeting like Nikki Tutorials, obviously I've been watching it for like, I don't know, like 5 years, like growing up watching her, and I'm like, I know everything about you. Hi.
Yeah.
And she's just like first meeting me. So I
you
felt
have
like
to
I was a
pretend
bit
that you
like
don't-
fangirl.
you have
Yeah,
to
you have to
pretend.
pretend you don't know anything and it's
Is that what you've been doing on the
Hi.
podcast? Because you're a really big fan of the podcast.
Yeah.
Kind of
yeah, I had to
Yeah.
contain myself.
She actually asked for Lewis's autograph just beforehand.
I actually saw that. Yeah, it's fully
And
true.
she actually went, my God, you're even better looking in
Shaking.
person.
And then she She actually said, "My God, your arse is so much better
Right.
than James Charles's as well." Oh my God.
She said, I wish I could show James. And she FaceTimed
Did she
James
say
live.
all of this?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
all
she,
in one sentence.
Yeah,
all one
yeah,
breath,
and then
bro.
she FaceTimed James Charles live as we spoke and went, James, look at this, that you wish this could be you.
And James was like, "Damn, daddy." Anyway, next conversation.
Who were the commentary YouTubers that you watched then, apart from
Yeah.
Alex?
Can't cut by any chance?
No. Didn't watch it.
I don't know. I guess Will as well. I've not met Will, but like my dad used to be so obsessed with watching Will's videos
Really?
for some
Your
reason.
dad?
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh my God, you have to meet Will." I was like,
Abby, have you seen the new
"I'll see if
20?
I can."
Your dad's brilliant because that's one thing I noticed as soon as you started growing onto the scene, that your dad's proper into it as well, isn't it? He loves it.
Yeah.
He loves it. He thrives off it.
Yeah, he used to manage me. He's so like
Yeah.
into the scene. Like
How
he knows
did-
everyone.
Yeah, so if your dad used to manage you, how was that conversation? Because I'm assuming he doesn't manage you anymore. Did you be like,
Did he
"Dad,
take a cut?
listen, it's time to go"? Or
I mean, it was kind of a mutual decision because like he runs his own business and he was like taking time out of running his business to run mine.
Oh,
and
so he was too busy for you,
getting,
basically.
He was like getting frustrated that he couldn't work, which is understandable.
Oh,
so,
okay. Yeah, no, I get that.
so yeah, he manages my sister still, but it was like getting to the point where he doesn't have like the business connections to be able to like take
Push
my
you
career
further
any
and further.
further.
I hear that.
Because he follows you like everywhere, doesn't he? Like, because I remember you doing that IGTV thing. He said he was literally at the back, just kind of like
Oh
chatting
yeah,
along.
he used to like drive me down to London every time I would have like something to do because like I wouldn't go on the train. He would like want to come with
Sounds
me.
like he's hella supportive. Though,
Yeah,
which
he would
is
like
really
come to
nice.
all my beauty events and like everyone in the beauty community would like know who he was.
That's
when
so
he walked
funny.
in, they would like ask for photos with him. It's so funny.
Like he let you put him in drag as well, wouldn't he? Whereas most dads would be like, I'm a fuck doing that. I'm fucking doing
Yeah.
that.
My dad.
He's like the Morg's mum, but the Morg's dad.
yeah, pretty much.
Joe Hudson.
So essentially, like, when I did my hair and I bleached my hair, my dad said like I looked effeminate and fake, and he didn't speak to me for 3 months when I got my nose pierced because he
Yeah.
said that I was like a
Nails.
big. My nails. I don't think he's watched it when I've had my nails painted.
Is your dad a Brexit geezer?
But the thing is, no, he's not. Like he's very supportive of his daughters for like stuff like that. But I feel like for me, he's just a bit more like, no, I shouldn't be doing that. You need to be like a lad.
Is
You
he
know
a
what I
chubby
mean?
5'5" man?
No, he's a 5'8", skinny boy.
Oh,
But he's also bald.
Big difference.
Yeah,
He's probably why he's angry.
But our parents, our fathers seem to do like the same kind of thing, just following their children around in different manners, you know. I'm kind of jealous. Having a dad that loves you, obviously, no.
Fucking hell.
It's hard hitting.
I don't know what Abby's supposed to say about that.
Like, yeah.
I'm sorry your dad doesn't love you.
Do you feel guilty for the fact that your dad loves me whilst I'm just sat here, just opposite you? This is my dad. I've got daddy issues, yeah. It's quite...
Yeah, my dad loves me.
Anyway, LA.
yeah, LA. We wanted to talk about LA. Like,
He actually calls girls daddy in bed. It's the other way about. That tends to be how it goes about.
yeah. I kind of wanted to know, like, you were speaking about the houses before, and how you've got like these 15, 16-year-olds in the hype house before. Like, how the hell was that? Like, I can imagine having a whole house to yourself as a 15, 16-year-old. It must have been fucking carnage, no?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of them are, or at least were, quite irresponsible at that age when I first met them. You know, they're like blowing all the money on like designer stuff and not
Drugs.
really like preparing for the future or whatever. But yeah, a lot of them I just felt like I didn't really get along with in that scene.
Okay.
Because I felt too mature.
Who was your closest one? Was it Big Addie Ray? Was it Charlie Demiscos? Who was your closest
I
to?
love Ivani.
Ivani?
Ivani
Who?
and Amelie.
Who are they?
We can't name a single person without you going, who?
I'm sorry.
Fucking hell.
No, I know Addison Rae. And
So
I know
what-
Yeah, I love Addison
Comedians.
as well. Addison's really sweet.
What made,
Yeah.
what made you want to go to LA then if you felt like you didn't really fit in with a lot of them?
Initially, I was there for like makeup stuff, because like all the brands and stuff were based there. So like I would go for like BeautyCon and that kind of stuff. And then as I was there, I was like meeting these other TikTokers because I was dating someone who lived in LA at the time, and just like met a bunch of his friends and became friends with like a lot of the TikTok community as well, especially through like just being on TikTok, like being online.
Yeah.
Because you've talked about wanting to move there. Mm-hmm. And is that still a thing that you
yeah.
want to do?
Yeah, I've been trying to move there for like the past year. Literally, it's been like a whole year now. But because of like COVID and everything, travel ban,
Murdered.
just couldn't get in at all.
You know, I think that's fucking crazy how you're 18, are you?
I'm 19.
19, and now you're going to move to LA. That's fucking crazy at 19. Like the step.
That's scary.
Yeah. Do you like? Are you scared of like the
miss your family?
So far away though at like 19.
Yeah, because I'm like so close with my family as well, and we do everything together. Like my mum doesn't work anymore, so she's just like stay-at-home mum. She helps me and my sister with like all our production and everything.
that's so cute.
Getting all the props.
You've got like a big family business going on,
It's
don't
a
you?
family empire, the Roberts family empire.
It's so cute.
I love that though. It's like the Peaky Blinders of TikTok. Not at all.
Quite the opposite.
Yeah, quite the opposite. But I love like if you're moving to LA, 19, whatever, if it's this year, and you leave all that behind, are you not kind of scared of that? How big of a step that is?
I think I quite haven't really comprehended it.
You're
I'm
gonna land
gonna have a mental breakdown when I get there, but
Yeah,
we'll deal
yeah.
with that when it comes.
So you're improvising, but it's on pause right now because of COVID. So you're just going for it, being spontaneous, and if
Yeah.
it fucks up, it fucks up. Kind of. You're just
Exactly.
doing life. Yeah. If your initiation's telling you to do it, go for it.
Yeah.
Your
I think it'd be fun.
initiation?
Like your
What?
I don't know.
Intuition.
You know what? Intuition. Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck off, fucking
Your
dictionary.
initiation.
I mean, I think LA is like important career-wise, like especially being in TikTok for like the collaborations and stuff. Even if I'm just going for like a couple months, I figure out I hate it, I move back, like whatever. It was an experience.
But arguably, look how well you're doing right now, just in Leeds.
True.
So it can
Making
go
the
both
most of
ways.
being in the UK.
But you want to be happy, don't you? So you want to be surrounded by people. You'd rather be happier and less successful than more successful in life.
Pursue for happiness.
Speaking about obviously living in Leeds, a lot of people have asked here about, do many people come up to you? Like fans and stuff. Like, so got so
Yeah,
many questions about people coming up to you.
It's the weirdest thing, like going to the local Asda and getting recognised.
It's like that Cheryl Cole TikTok where it's like, I can't just wear me dressing down to go for a pint of milk at the corner shop. So that kind
It's
of
like
thing.
I go to Asda or like my local shopping centre that I've been going to since I was like a kid, and I get recognised. I was at B&Q the other day, and I was like, B&Q is not exactly my fan base, but I got recognised.
What's the weirdest person or weirdest place you've been recognised by? Like,
BQ's pretty weird. Like,
Yeah, I'd say big. It must be up there.
I mean, weirdest place. Like the first time I got recognised was really weird. It was like I was at a drag show in Leeds.
Shit.
I was like underage, but I'd like snuck in to go to the drag show, and then got recognised by someone there because I like got into makeup largely by doing like drag makeup and like being a fan of that kind of art and stuff.
That's
So
sick.
yeah, it was.
my
It's really
weirdest
weird.
getting recognised was by a drug dealer.
Right. Do we want
Obviously,
to
you-
go
obviously
into
you were
that?
just walking down the street and he was like, oh, hello.
Yeah.
Oh, I do drugs. I was like, oh.
Coincidentally, this is like 3-4 years ago. But so I only had like 20k
Fucking hell.
subs. And then, I don't want to go into in depth, but he was like, fuck, I know you.
Was that
You're from
B&Q?
This. It wasn't in
Oh,
B&Q. No, it was in the streets.
It's in IKEA.
In the streets
Is
where
it
I belong.
Yeah, it's IKEA. Got
Swedish
people,
guy.
Yeah, it's a Swedish drug dealer.
Yeah.
Selling
Yeah.
What's it
Ketafitter.
What's it like when you first get recognised for you? What was it kind of like? Did you get that like weird kind of feeling?
It was really like overwhelming at first because you don't know how to react. I feel like over time, as you like meet more people, you get used to meeting them, and you like kind of have. At least I do like a couple of things that I usually say to people. I'm
Fuck
like,
off.
I'm like, but you know, I'm like, hi, what's your name? Like, nice to meet you. How's your day? Like, have a good one.
That's cute.
That's
I can
but
fi-
at first you like panic, and then I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to say, and I'm like,
Have you?
hi.
Something kind of takes over, doesn't it? And it just your words kind of come out, and it's just like the same thing every time.
Yeah.
Like I remember in a club, like in Newcastle when I'm going out, and I say the same thing to everybody. I'll look at the t-shirt and go, oh,
I like your t-shirt, man.
Gucci, you're doing well for yourself. And I used to say this all the time.
And then you said it to the same person.
And then
again.
this person went, oh, you said this to us last time.
Oh.
And I went,
Ah, that's why you got.
and I just really like your shirt.
You just love your shirt. Do you find it like when fuck's sake, that's so bad. Do you find I say if you go on nights out like to Leeds, surely like places like Cool Lane and Merrion Street would just be like off the cards, surely, or would you still back it? Like, would you back yourself?
I mean,
going
I don't. I've never really went out much, to be honest. Like, I'm not like a big going out person, but like when I would go out, I would get recognised. Yeah.
Really?
Like I would only really go out for like my mate's birthday or whatever.
Are you
but
a
I'm not,
pub,
like,
a
big
club,
going
or a bar girl?
Or
pub?
Oh,
really?
Oh,
Yeah, I like that. She's a
You're a
pub.
pub like, are you big
It's more
into that
chill.
scene?
It's
Or
just more
Are you
Yeah.
big into the pub scene?
Oh yeah, are you big into the scene?
What kind of question is that? You're big into the pub scene.
Yeah, what's your favourite
You love
pub?
the slots. Loves the
There's
slots.
actually a lovely pub around the corner called the Elephant and Castle.
It's not lovely.
Yeah, I fit in perfectly right down there.
She loved Weatherspoon so much that's why she did it on her Facebook.
Yeah,
She's
that's
a big
the
pub
reason.
fan.
Yeah.
Big pub fan. No, but like I don't know. I didn't see you as a drinking gal. I didn't see you as the type of person that's really.
I didn't used to.
No, you
didn't
like
used
a
to.
pint.
No,
What's your favourite
I
drink?
like a drink.
Oh.
Pink gin and lemonade.
Oh God, she's one of those. That's the same.
One of
Isn't it?
those.
And you kind of drink a pink gin.
Oh, I love a pink gin.
Yeah, you're
Wild
about to
berry
say.
gin. You've got to try
You've
it.
been switching up a bit lately. haven't you?
Yeah, I have.
He's a bit of a switch.
He is a bit of a switcher, right? He is.
Any
He is.
kind of gin, right? Rhubarb gin. Have you had it?
Yeah,
Been told it's good, not had it.
it is good.
Once you go rhubarb, you never go back, mate. Right?
I had the orange gin and I was quite disappointed.
Oh, disappointing. No, don't go for orange gin.
Pink gin's just
Rookie era.
It's beautiful. Rookie era.
era.
Well, it's actually quite new, so.
It's
still rookie.
I've had a tangerine one. Wasn't a fan.
I think that might have been orange. I don't know. I didn't take too much of a look to identify the fruit.
So basically, we've established that you like a pink gin and lemonade. Is there anything else that
do.
tickles your fancy? You're a pint girl. Oh, right.
Not a
you-
pint girl.
You're not a pint girl. Can't handle your hops. No?
I mean, like vodka and Coke, vodka and lemonade.
Vodka and Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit
That's a
that's
controversial
That's a
one.
controversial
No,
one.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
No, it's controversial because
Why?
people say it is. I'd drink it if it was there.
Yeah, I
but
get double vodka Coke. Yeah.
I feel like
I drink that.
the worst hangovers
I
that
do
I've
that.
ever had are either wine or vodka.
Yeah, wine. Wine is the worst.
I had one bad from wine and I've never done it since. So.
Rosé.
Wine and vodka.
Was it rosé?
Rosé. I had it on because I don't drink a lot of red. I like a glass of red wine, but rosé. Oh my god.
Rosé
Holy
wine's good though,
moly.
'cause it's like £2 for a full bottle.
What
Is
the
it?
fuck are you drinking?
Lambrini.
Drinking piss, mate. What the fuck?
I don't know.
£2 for a
Echo
bottle.
Falls, isn't it?
Oh, Echo Falls.
Echo
Oh, that's
Falls.
different types of. Oh, that's barely even rosé. Why is it so sweet?
That's what you
What do they
drink
put
when
in
you're
it?
like 14 at a house party.
All right, that's not drinking, okay.
Yeah.
God, fuck it.
Cam
Come
actually
first,
has
yeah.
WKD with his cereal in the morning.
Yeah, I actually do.
Yeah.
I remember my first time drinking. I was 10 or 11 and I put a status saying that. I went, last night, guys, I had 7 Blue Wickeds and I had half a bottle of Echo Falls and I thought I was so cute at the time.
Half a Blue Wicked.
No, 7 Blue Wickeds
Oh,
and half a
7.
bottle of Echo Falls. I've done a whole Facebook status about it.
I've never actually had Blue Wicked. What does it taste like?
Just juice, mate.
Is it strong?
It's quite sweet. It's like,
You can't even taste the alcohol.
it's like slush puppy with the tiniest bit of like alcohol in it. Like little slush puppy. It's quite nice.
Anyway, Abby, I kind of want to ask you a little bit. We spoke briefly about music and stuff, like your direction, where that's going to go.
Yeah.
What kind of... We've spoken so many times on different podcasts about crossovers between types of content which you make. What kind of inspired you or made you want to make music?
I mean, like, I've been doing makeup online for 8 years now. And, like, creatively, like, that's not totally fulfilling if you're just doing the same thing over and over again. And
Yeah.
I feel like I've kind of, like, reached my limits with how much I can grow as an artist, like, visually. So I wanted to explore other mediums, and, like, music was always something I'd been so passionate about, but I just never really had the confidence to do it myself. Like, I was scared to sing in front of people and stuff, but
That's a big thing.
yeah, I kind of like got the opportunity to start working on that last June. So it's been almost like a full year that I've been working on like developing my style, and still feel like I'm in the early stages, but kind of getting somewhere. So hopefully for like sometime this year, I'm aiming to release something.
What's the goal for you for kind of music? Is it to do live shows, or is it to be like a studio artist, or is it like you can make content but then you can do it for like online purposes?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
kind of thing?
I want to be doing live shows. Like, I want to make this as big as I can make it, because I don't see myself doing TikTok forever. There's definitely going to be a point where people get bored of seeing me do my makeup. So I'm like,
It'll be a new thing in 2 or
Yeah.
3 years' time.
Yeah.
Someone else.
So
But
but
it's
music kind of
exciting.
never dies, you know?
exactly.
What kind of inspirations have you got from music, like kind of things?
Music-wise, so the kind of music that I'm making, I've always been like a huge fan of bedroom pop, which is like that super chill, like Clara vibes. But I feel like it's getting a bit old now, because I've been hearing it for like so many years, and recently, and I've been really listening to like indie rock and something that's like a bit more
Okay.
intense. So I want to kind of like fuse those two genres and come up with
Bedroom
something
pop
that
with
feels
like
like
indie
me.
rock.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I
Like-
know you're a big fan of Joji. You're trying to take the same
Joji.
approach from Filthy Frank.
A little bit, yeah. I guess
Yeah.
you could say so.
Yeah, that's interesting. He's really good. I love him. Brilliant.
But
Joji.
he's quite good, like how he was a content creator then, like the same as
Yeah,
you
he
going
transitioned
into
really well.
He did it at the perfect time. 6 months later, 6 months earlier, would have fucked it. He did it at the
You think?
perfect time.
Yeah,
No, because his content was so anti-PG. He did it at the perfect time where
Yeah,
YouTube
he
clamped down on
wouldn't
it.
have survived like on YouTube nowadays.
Are you conscious of that, though, the transition of like how would you do it?
I
Because
thought you meant your
some
offensive makeup.
yeah, because some people just can't get that transition right. Whereas you see Georgie, where it's like perfect. Like some people don't even know that Filthy Frank existed.
Yeah.
Who's failed it? Gabby Hanna?
I think it depends. Like you've got Joji and Filthy Frank. Yeah, it's a name change. So it's like people who are new to it.
Persona.
It's number
Well,
one.
like
It's a new
Troye
persona.
Sivan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Troye
Troye
Sivan.
Sivan. Yeah.
Nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he kind of, I don't know though, because you've got obviously like Chunks and KSI from England, yeah, but KSI still does YouTube content, but he's also maintaining that. It's like the two of the same kind of things.
Yeah.
Then you've got like Gabby Hanna, for example, it's the same name, but didn't do the transition that well. But Troye Sivan just stopped doing YouTube stuff, like gave it up. So
Yeah.
is it something are you gonna just go for music? Or is it something that you're gonna, I'll make content
I
and
think
stuff?
both of
like-
it, because I think TikTok is like the perfect platform to be able to promote your own music. It's where
sure,
like
of
all
course.
the biggest songs are coming out of right now, and new artists are like being
Seen a gap in the
discovered all
market for
time,
it.
So
That's what I've been telling him. I was like, if you just get your song viral on TikTok.
I just don't know how to get my song viral on TikTok, mate, because I don't think it's one
I'll
of those
dance
songs.
to it. I'm going to do a dance
Go on,
to
do
it.
a dance to it, mate.
I'm going to do the driller to it.
It's-
We're going to dance and we're going to get the song. She's going to do a
gonna be
makeup
so
look to
sad.
it. She's
Gonna do makeup look. Just literally just write mama on your head and that'll be just it. That's the look. It'll be class.
I mean, it's something that's really difficult though, because
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
not
like when
easy.
a lot of these TikTokers try and release music, it doesn't always happen really seamlessly because it feels
Forced.
inauthentic.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've been like really cautious with is I want to develop like a style that feels like unique to me. I'm not trying to just copy like the latest music trends or whatever.
100%. I respect that a lot.
Unauthentic.
Yeah.
That's a really polite way just to say it's shit.
Shit. No, because you can follow like my song that I put out is not new. Like it's literally like nothing about it is new, but I just liked making the song. If you get what I mean, it was just fun. But if I were to go down the route saying, I'm going to become a music artist, I'd spend a lot more time trying to refine and perfect that.
Yeah.
But because I don't see myself becoming like a vocalist or anything like that, it's not going to be where my passions are. It was just like, I like this kind of sound, this is kind of the thing I'm going to go for. So if you're going to define yourself as an artist, I completely understand why it is that you would do that.
Yeah.
But one thing I kind of want to know is that, have you written songs before? Like, have you always written songs? Like, what is it that you kind of...
I was never into writing, but I would kind of like make beats and stuff for like my TikTok videos, because I don't know if you
Oh,
know,
really?
but like now
Oh.
you're not allowed to use like copyrighted music on ads and stuff on TikTok.
Oh, really?
So
okay.
so that was how I like got into it. I began like just going literally on like GarageBand, making some beats that I could use that was like better than the copyright free music that was available, because
Yeah.
it's really shit.
That's
So
mental.
I like had to make something for a brand deal, and then that was like my first little taste. of it.
GarageBand, yeah. I was going to ask, what do you use GarageBand?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, how involved are you with the like creative process? Do you do like, is it from the beats to the vocals? Is it all like your stamp on it?
I mean, I'm not like a pro with like the instrumental side of things. Like I only started learning guitar a year ago, but I've been trying to get more involved in that because I think it adds like credibility to you
Of
as
course.
an artist if you know how to
Yeah.
play
Play.
an instrument.
If you can sing and you're pretty shit, people think you're bad. If you sing and you've got a guitar, you're automatically better. Even if you're not playing that guitar,
Oh, bro, trust me.
you're automatically a better singer.
Yeah.
I could sing so badly, but if I'm playing a guitar at the same time, everyone will be like, he's really fucking good. There's something about this kid, man.
Yeah.
There's something about it. You're right, it just weirdly adds credibility if you
Yeah.
can
Do you
play a
remember
guitar.
when in One Direction when Niall started playing guitar? Like he literally just picked up the guitar, started playing for him. Like it kind of gave him his spot in the band, like the group kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's a thing. Like if you can do it. And also, what I found is that I started to teach myself guitar as well because I play bass. But when I was playing like guitar, I find it so much easier to like start writing songs that way. If you get what I mean, rather than like if play bass, I find it so hard to write songs. I have to
Yeah.
sit there because I
Yeah.
don't play piano either. Like I try, I put chords together, then I start to write that way kind of thing. But do you write like lyrics and stuff? Like what?
Yeah,
what is your kind
I'm
of thing?
very involved in my lyrics. Like that's something that I was like really passionate about. I want it to be personal to me because I think that that's what like connects an artist with the listener. Like all of my favorite artists, like Lana Del Rey and Billie Eilish, that kind of stuff. You know, they talk about issues that are like personal to them, and I definitely want
Daddy
to like
issues.
convey that with my lyrics.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, well, that's what Lana is. Lana's mostly daddy issues into and then
daddy issues and drugs.
Billie Eilish, drugs, yeah.
Yeah.
And isn't it it's just like yeah.
I don't really know what Billie Eilish's vibe is
It's
for lyrics.
Mental health. Like
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see, because obviously
with your makeup, you've got to be dead creative and like you've got to have a vision of what you want it to look like. So I'll be interested, music video wise.
That'd be sick.
Like the route you'd go down.
I have so many ideas. Like music videos is the part that I'm the most excited
Yeah,
about. Like I can't wait
imagine.
to like work on the visuals for like album art and what.
Can I just stand
all that
there?
Kind of stuff.
Like, I'm not joking because I'm a videographer myself, but
Oh,
like where JJ like KSI, my friend Con is he does like videography as well, but he kind of like brought me into the whole like videography thing. But I used to shoot like all the BTS stuff for Con for those videos.
Yeah.
But I've been on the sets and stuff. I just find it so fascinating because I directed my own music video, but obviously it was on a budget which is like a lot smaller. But being on JJ's being on JJ's set, it was so interesting to see the production. I find it so fascinating.
Yeah,
Seeing other
I
artists and
love
stuff
seeing like
is
the
so
behind the
cool.
scenes kind of stuff. Like
Yeah.
I've been in a couple music videos at this point, and it's just like, yeah, I love that the creative
really
side of it.
interesting,
I
yeah.
can imagine you'd be very like hands-on with like your creative aspect of like where everything's got to
Totally.
be.
The
You'd
direction
definitely
of
do
it,
that.
like I would have to have complete control because like
Complete control.
yeah. 'cause-
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I would want to direct it
You know,
myself.
you're
Like, I
like the
don't want anyone
bridezilla
else's.
of the music videos. It's like, no, I wanted it. Confetti's not green.
Being in other music videos, is there anything you've picked up on where you're like, oh shit, that would be good in mine? Like little kind of things.
I mean, I guess just more like understanding how it works, and there's like acting and stuff involved as
Yeah.
well half the time in music videos, which is like a nice little lead into it, which was really fun. It was like my first little go at acting, which I quite enjoyed. So
Do you reckon
who
acting
knows?
could also be something which you would be interested in
I
doing?
think maybe like I wouldn't ever say no to anything. My parents always told me that like they thought I would end up in acting, but I
Maybe
don't know
you
why
could-
because I don't have like a performing arts background or anything.
But maybe you could be in the reboot of Twilight, so you don't actually have to watch the movies. You just
I'll
act
just
them.
replace her.
Stunt double?
Could be. You could be the one that does the flips and stuff.
That'd be.
Can you do a flip? Don't know.
Not
Don't
do a
answer
flip.
that.
Like was the learning the guitar, was it a lockdown thing because you were inside?
Yeah, it was.
Was for me, my brother and dad a fantastic guitar, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna learn. Turns out these big gangly fucking hands can't do chords. It was the most painful
Can't
thing.
do chords.
Curse these stump hands!
Hey, yeah, it was like that fucking.
small,
It's a
like-
scary movie where it's like,
Yeah,
grab
these
my.
are kind of like
Have you seen that scary movie where it's like, grab my strong hand? And it's like that. Oh, no one's seen that. It's
What
really
the
funny.
fuck is
Oh,
that?
no one's seen that. It's a really funny scene. I'm disappointed in everyone.
No.
It's like,
What?
grab my
What
strong
movie?
hand. Is it a scary movie where he's like.
Skinny movie.
Scary.
Oh, scary. What is your accent, man?
And he's like, and he's got like a little deformed hand. He's like, grab my strong hand, and he's falling from a building, and just it's
Your
real-
fingers are
no
so
matter how many times
fat.
you say I don't.
No, I haven't said it. One of my mates was really skinny but had really big sausage fingers. It was really interesting.
Right.
Very
But yeah,
Okay.
I tried to learn guitar, but these fucking fingers would not do the chord.
Anyway, like
yeah.
I feel like it's very interesting. Do you want to talk about Twitter questions?
Quidditch?
Twitter
Yeah,
questions.
I think we should just end the kind of podcast. A few people, like we've got fucking like 80 questions of people. So I don't know if you all want to go on Twitter
Yes,
right
yeah.
now. I'm
If you're not following us already, by the way, Antisocial podcast, but with a capital I instead of the L, right?
yeah. First one. This is from I'm Just Short. What's it like being the only alternative beauty guru in the UK?
That's an interesting
It
way
is
to
an
look
interesting
at
one.
it. No one's really said that before. I don't know. It's I think it's fun because for so long, beauty gurus have been like this airbrushed, polished
Yeah.
aesthetic, and nobody has really brought like kind of an alternative angle to it. But I've always kind of been into that kind of fashion and dressing differently, dressing really loudly to like stand out, and
Yeah.
that kind of translates in my makeup style as well.
Was that a
so-
conscious decision before you started? Like you were thinking about gap in the market. Were you like, well, if I do this, no one else is really doing this right now, or was it just you being yourself?
I don't think it was a conscious decision. I mean, with the makeup, like the creative stuff, it was kind of that I saw nobody else was doing, but it wasn't like I'm gonna learn how to do creative makeup so that I can stand out. I just love doing the artwork, so it just made sense for me.
Can I ask where this has come from, by the way? This is very cool.
This is from Misbehave.
Nice.
Cheeky plug.
Cheeky plug. Lovely.
Hashtag
Sponsor
gifted.
me.
Hashtag gifted.
Should I ask mine or you got yours? You
No,
got- you-
TikTok
you-
Dan was just saying that you should rate my TikTok out of 10, but we know the answer to that is 10. So let's have a look at.
I've got a question.
I've got a question
Go
before
on.
I ask you.
My questions come from Adora, Arctic Kroll.
Adora,
Oh,
isn't
that's
a Harry Styles music video. Adora.
Anyway, it's come from this lovely person. She is asking, what's the perfect breakfast for you?
I don't eat breakfast.
You don't eat
Oh,
breakfast?
No.
what's
I mean,
the
if
perfect
I have
lunch
to,
then?
I would get like avocado toast.
Oh,
How would you
Well,
have your
if it's a
avocado?
personal
Then?
favourite.
Yeah, I do love avocado toast. How would you have the avocado?
Avocado toast. smashed.
You smashed that.
Smashed.
Yeah.
Chili.
Yeah.
Lemon. Salt, pepper.
You should try lime instead of lemon.
Why? What difference is it?
No.
How is it that different?
Do not disrespect the citric difference, yeah? There is a difference between lemon and lime. Yeah, trust me. Put a lime in it, you'll taste it. Put a bit of salt and pepper, then you just put your garnish on top.
All right, I'll give it a go.
All right, Heston
One question I was meaning to ask during the podcast, but somebody asked, because they were saying, what do you see yourself doing in 10 years' time? But I was wanting to ask, if it wasn't for social media, what would your ideal line of job be? Like, was there any uni course or any job that you were wanting to, like, you were like, oh, that could be my dream job if social media just wasn't a thing? What would it be?
I think I probably would have like gone more into media because I did digital media at A-level.
Oh, okay.
And so I always loved like the videography side and like the photography side of things as well. So
Very creative.
So just anything
something
drama.
creative, yeah.
Drama,
Can I ask a
arts.
question?
Definitely.
As a big fan now, I'm an Abbey Roberts stan. What did you get for your A-levels?
I got an A star in art, B in business because I dropped it and just sat the exam anyways, and an A in media.
Wow, so smart. I love that. That's class.
How many A-levels did you get? Any A-levels, Cam?
No, I didn't get any yellow.
I didn't.
I didn't even really get any GCSE.
Did you not get his voice keeps going about it?
I don't like talking about it.
But you're still smart, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Education isn't always the be-all and end-all. You ask your question, Cameron.
Okay,
We
thank
can
you.
move away from that. I'm just saying.
How many GCSEs does Cam have is the next question?
Probably couldn't count them. This is quite a vague one, but it's from Erin, who said, what are your plans for 2021? So I was thinking more like what you're kind of focusing on. Is it music? Is it content?
Yeah, I think for the time being, like I'm still very heavily focused on content until like I've figured out my music style and everything and where I want to go with that. But I think I'm hoping to transition more into the music space.
As we've discussed.
I would like people to respect my music. That's my goal.
Respect my music.
Moving
yeah,
to LA
to not
is
be
also-
destroyed when I come out
I
with
do.
it.
I do think that going to LA will probably help the music stuff as well, because a lot of artists, regardless of like where they're situated, end up recording in LA anyway. Because a lot of the great studios and stuff are in there. You've got obviously great studios and
so
producers
many
in London,
producers,
but
yeah.
you've got
And
loads.
you see how much TikTok helps artists. For example, Madison Beer. I mean, I'm pretty sure she went big on TikTok for different reasons, but she's another
She's
artist that
absolutely
is
fucking
she's
rocket.
massively increased her music career, hasn't she? Just by becoming viral on TikTok as well. So there is a huge gap in the market for
The thing is that there's a definite sound that kind of like does well for TikTok. And if I'm
sound.
genuinely really looking forward to hearing your stuff, but if what you're describing is more of like the alternative / bedroom pop kind of thing, I don't know how that will go viral. Like until I hear it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you hear? That's
I
no
get that
disrespect
because
to the
it's
genre.
like I'm not trying to write music to go viral on TikTok, and I think that's like a lot
That's important.
of the mistakes that I like hear a lot of the time nowadays with like new artists coming up. You can tell where they're like writing the beat drop so that people will do the transition to the beat drop, and that's not something that I've been like thinking about when I'm like producing the music.
I feel like that won't be sustainable for like a long period of
No.
time, because you know
These
everything
artists like
dies.
they blow up, they have a hit, and then they die. And my goal is not to like blow up with my first song. It's like I'd rather build.
It's like there's a lot
Yes.
more
Over
Hansons
time.
in the
You
world.
want,
Do you remember
uh,
Hanson?
I don't.
No one
I
here,
went
but
alive in
that-
the 90s.
yeah,
Yeah, you weren't alive in the 90s.
Well, GCSE's coming.
I've got a question.
You actually weren't. Where are you? 2001?
2001.
Wallahi.
Well, oh
my God.
Oh no! What I was going? Oh fuck! I was about to say something. Go on.
I've got a question anyway.
Yeah.
Would you have a palette? And if so, what would be the theme?
I would love to have a palette, but I would want to do something that's not like typical makeup, you know, because my style is very much like the paint kind of
You're
stuff.
just different, Bill.
Well, it
You're
is.
so quirky.
Well, it's so oversaturated. I think people have come out with like every possible color combination you can possibly think of, and I don't just want to like.
There's only a certain amount of colours in the world. Turns
Yeah,
out.
there is.
Yeah, there is. Maybe like what could be quite different. You know how like Lana Del Rey has had like she's just made like her own necklace, but it's like a ket spoon on it.
Yeah.
Maybe what you
Abbey
could do
Roberts
is
ket
like
spoon.
yeah, no, but maybe the Abbey Roberts palette could be like all these different colours of shades, and then just one long line of just
Cocaine.
yes.
Wait, did Lana Del Rey
On brand
actually?
or not?
She
Off brand,
released.
definitely off
Did she
brand.
actually release a ket spoon as merch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
legit.
What was
Like
it?
it looks really cool though.
What a fucking baller!
Like she a bad
Yeah,
bitch.
it's like a necklace with like the spoon.
Little
Oh
spoon,
my
yeah.
god, that's fucking so funny.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Imagine someone. That's so...
I've completely ruined this poor...
podcast.
This podcast, this Mango Maya. I'm sorry, I've ruined your question. Anyway, like, if there is anything that you could say, like, oh no, it was Mango Maya, yeah. How kind of, what would you think? I know it's a bit on the spot, but how would you approach like something like a palette being different?
I think that it's something that I would want to do maybe like under my own brand and not necessarily with
like
another
a Morphe
company.
kind of, like how
I mean,
James Charles
Morphe,
did.
of course, Morphe is like the dream, but whether they would want to do a palette with me, that is the other
Aim
question.
for the stars, why not?
Yeah, I don't know. They seem to be like focused with like celebrities and stuff right now, so I don't know. I feel like there was like a period where there was so many influencer palettes coming out, and like I don't know if people got sick of it, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I would love to come out with my own brand and like do products that are specific to my kind of makeup.
Will we get one gifted?
Of course.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
The
Should we
PR
do
list,
one?
yeah.
I mean, I did a James Charles color palette video on my channel. It was really cute, but I was shit. Like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But it was very
I
expensive.
did
I
that
gave it
for
to my mum.
I did that for one video. I followed the James Charles tutorial, and it was amazing. It was fucking fast paced. That was kind of hard to deal with. But yeah.
You built different.
So much bronzer. I couldn't find the bronzer. I was going fucking and there was so many different brushes that were different sizes. It was a new world.
I think James Charles might blow up after this podcast.
I think we're giving him a little
So much promo.
James Charles, come on the podcast. And on me. Sorry, I've got a girlfriend.
Bro.
Do you want to take the rest of the Twitter questions from the audio only?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if we're happy to conclude that there, I think, Abby, thank you very much for coming on the podcast today.
Thanks
it's been
so
a
much
pleasure
for
having you.
having
And also thank you to James Charles for apparently making an appearance on the podcast. But no, if you guys would like to check out Abby, the links will be in the description below. What we're going to go do now, and where can we go?
We're going to do an audio-only version of the podcast for about 10-15 minutes where we're going to answer more of your Twitter questions. So if you want to go and listen to that, it'll be on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you get podcasts.
We're on 6 platforms. Some of them I didn't even know fucking existed. Apparently, there's some like Tweezer or something like that. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah,
but rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and follow us on Spotify so you can be updated. And we always say Spotify because we'd really like a Spotify deal one day. We could really do with that money, retire, go to Puerto Rico with Logan Paul.
Basically, Lewis seems to be trying to GoFundMe for us. But, so we just want to say thank you.
Yeah, go and listen to that, and thank you very much, Abby, for coming on the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abby.
Appreciate
it. Bye-bye.